You thought it was Ninja Turtles is hilarious. I'm sure we're gonna get some YouTube callers here in a minute because they were fumbling and bumbling and to get on here just a second ago. They're like, turn the phones on.
So this morning, did you talk about the Supreme Court decision yet?
I did not.
Okay, so this morning the Supreme Court, it says they narrowly ruled the Trump administration must comply with a district court order and pay out nearly $2 billion in foreign assistance funds to nonprofit aid groups for work already completed on the government's behalf.
Did you close YouTube again?
You told me to.
I said leave it up so I can see.
Oh. Sorry.
Okay.
That's good now.
You're good. All right, cool.
So it was 5-4 with Chief Justice Roberts and Amy Coney Barrett siding with the quote-unquote liberal judges. They didn't elaborate on the decision, but the district court should clarify, quote, which obligations the government must fulfill to ensure compliance with the temporary restraining order with due regard for the feasibility of any compliance timelines. So they were ordered to pay out that foreign aid for work already completed. It was about $2 billion. That's still pretty good. Okay.
But that might... But sorry about that. I know you couldn't hear us because we muted ourselves so we could talk to each other.
We were talking shit about all you guys. We were talking about how you're not tapping or sharing.
Right. We did that. We did that so we could talk to each other. Everything's fine.
Everything is awesome.
Let me take these glasses off though, because the fucking glare is too much. It gives me a headache. Anyways, everybody have their water?
I do.
Good. Who we got up here? M.M. McRae. I hear you tapping. You tapped yourself right into the live.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was tapping.
I appreciate you. Have a good one.
You too.
Oh, man. Tapped themselves right into the live. Is there really only 500 people in here? How many shares do we have? What happened to the Tough Fam? The Tough Fam used to be like the liveliest people on TikTok every morning. And now I don't know what's going on. Unknown 69, what's up?
Oh shit, that was my bad. I was tapping.
No, it's okay. Appreciate you. Have some water. Say kind things.
Yeah, you too.
All right.
What you gonna do with all that junk inside?
What the heck? I was looking at my YouTube stream and then all of a sudden Will Ferrell appeared. Just gonna close that tab. I don't know what happened. I guess I have boomer energy this morning. Thank you for everybody who telling me that I sound better. I am still super congested. You probably will see me disappear every once in a while. I do feel a lot better than I did last night, but afternoons have usually been the worst. I don't know what the French toast is happening, but I appreciate you guys noticing that I don't sound like my face is full of boogers. Appreciate it.
So, our good friend Leslie sent me this video. And it's not real, obviously, but this is the Trump. This is a parody of Trump's introduction from last night. So I'm gonna play it real quick because it's fucking funny.
Chris, please welcome Diaper Donnie, man. Mr. Speaker, members of Congress, please welcome Diaper Donnie, Man Boom Mussolini, Captain Bone Spurs, Mar-a-Lardo, the notorious P.I.G., General Von Schitzenpants, Putin's War Puppet, His Flatulency, the President of the United States, Donald Jellybelly Trump.
Donald Jelly Belly Trump is fucking hilarious. Oh man. The hits keep hitting. Who's ever doing all the shares, I appreciate you guys. Donald Jelly Belly Trump. No, the joke's on you because Trump won. Like, Trump won, you lost. Good morning, mine, not yours. How are you?
Did I accidentally join?
You did, but now you got to talk because you're here.
I did.
Mm-hmm. You're here now, friend.
But see, the thing is I'm working, so I just came in to listen.
Oh.
I'm working. I drive for a living, so I gotta go.
Well,
I just listen to it in the
you go
background.
enjoy your day. Be safe out there on them streets, okay?
I'll do that.
All right.
Got it in Texas. Y'all have a good one.
You too. The phone line is open for those of you on YouTube and Twitch. I'm gonna be honest with you. The moderators probably aren't gonna listen to a whole bunch of your bullshit in the chat because nobody wants to argue with you in the chat. Not anywhere. Not TikTok. Not Instagram. Not fucking Kick. Not YouTube. Like, nobody wants to sit around and argue with you clowns in the chat. Thumb thugging and shit. Liberals are so stupid. Like, nobody cares. Like, first of all, none of us are liberals. But secondly, nobody cares.
Right.
Oh, man. Got the offspring up in here.
Liberal. Hello.
What's up, son?
Good morning.
Well,
Good morning. Hold on one second. I'm saying hello to my son. How's your morning so far?
Pretty good.
Good. You got some water?
No,
Fuck is wrong with you, boy?
I haven't gotten up
Yikes.
yet.
Yikes. Don't talk to my
You have
son
a
that way.
protein shake.
Nah, not yet. See, look, I'm laying in the bed watching South Park.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's good for you. That'll really get your intellectual juices flowing. Like South Park
Funny.
in the
It's a
morning.
funny show.
I bet. Anywho, Maritime. Good morning. How are you?
Morning, good. So I'm not like a Trump supporter, but I
Did you
heard...
vote for him?
No, of course not.
Oh,
but
okay.
there's one thing that he did that I think makes sense.
What's that?
And I heard that like basically he's devaluing the dollar so that we can pay our debts.
That's a bad. No, that's not how that works at all. Jesus Christ.
What do you mean?
If the dollar is devalued, why would people want it?
That part. Like, countries
Well,
will
that's what it
stop
makes sense.
buying our debt if our dollar is no longer worth anything.
Well, we'd have more money to spend, right? 'Cause
No.
it's worth less. They print more out.
No.
And pay down our debts.
No. Mm-mm. You know, our money is not backed by a commodity,
Country's
right?
doomed.
Yeah, it stopped being devalued from gold.
Yeah, we haven't been on the gold standard for eons. We haven't had enough gold to back our money since like the late 30s, early 40s.
What makes our money so valuable is the fact that
If
we
the
go
dollar, if the dollar value goes down, right, that means the debt is worth less, right?
No,
no,
the debt's still the
same.
debt. And the debt is literally just money owed back to the people, essentially.
Yeah, but if $1 is worth 80 cents, right? Let's say it gets devalued to 80 cents, right?
That's not how money is valued. A dollar is worth a dollar. It doesn't matter, right? The only thing that devalues money in our economy is corporations raising their profit margins, number one, or like the housing market exploding because venture capitalists come in and buy houses for much more than they're worth, like much higher than the listing price. That's the types of things that devalue our money. And then people losing faith in our ability to produce, like to increase our GDP.
But hear me out.
Those are the three things, most important things that could devalue our dollar.
And I agree with you there. But like also like if a dollar is not worth, like if it's worth like 80 cents to foreign companies or whatever, or foreign governments, then
what would that metric be based on? Like compared to their money?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Exactly. A dollar is worth a dollar. The only thing that devalues it is people losing faith in our ability to produce.
Yeah, like if I borrowed $1 from you and I'm in debt $1 to you, I still owe you the same dollar, regardless.
Yeah, but if I was going to use that dollar to buy eggs, right, then the dollar is worth a little bit less.
Yeah, that's because corporations, well, not in the case of eggs specifically, not so much, but any other thing that you name for the most part that is of value that you would purchase with $1, the only thing that devalues that dollar is if, you know what I'm saying, I raise the cost of the goods.
And I think you missed the whole point of what I was saying. Like, if I'm in debt to you $1, I still owe you $1 at the end of the day.
Doesn't matter what you can buy with that dollar, still owe you $1. The reason that Trump wants to devalue American currency is because it makes crypto worth more.
But didn't his coin just didn't Trump coin just like not I don't know, like it just like
it was a rug pull, which is illegal, but that has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about Ethereum, I'm talking about Doge, I'm talking about Bitcoin, like those are the ones that I'm talking about. Like if our dollar, you know what I'm saying, tanks, then the price of crypto goes through the roof.
Okay, well, that was the only thing I wanted to bring up. I thought if the devaluation of the dollar happened, right, then the debt would also devalue, so we would owe less on the debt, and that's pretty much it. But it sounds like I was wrong.
Yeah. But I mean,
all right, thanks
cool.
for
yeah, it's okay, buddy.
Thanks for bringing me up.
Yeah,
all right,
no problem. If there's anybody on YouTube, Twitch, I told you I'm gonna start streaming to Kick soon. But if there's anybody on there that wants to call in, phone number is on the background. Feel free. Kate McHugh, good morning.
Whoa.
What's that?
Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh, sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. No problem.
Oh, my
Have
bad.
a good day. All right. Mama Cheech.
I didn't mean to.
Okay.
I was feeding.
Oh.
That's all good. I know that like on this particular frame, it's hard to it's hard to tap the screen with your right hand and not accidentally click into the box. So I get it. I dig it. I know there was a bunch of people earlier waiting to call in on YouTube. So I don't know what happened. They must have squirreled. They were sending the angry pick up the phone messages. Like that jilted ex-boyfriend. Like when you don't want to talk to him anymore and you tell him like, don't call me anymore. And then they start sending you fucking text messages. Answer the phone.
Oh, is that why we get so many calls from unlisted numbers?
Yes.
Because they think if they call private that you're going to pick up?
Well, it doesn't even, it won't even ring for private calls. I can't tell you how many times that has happened to me in my life. Where I'm like, yo, I don't want to talk to you anymore. And then they start texting. And I'm like, you realize that a text message is still a conversation, right?
No, they don't know that.
Like that includes text messages. Tell me if you've had that issue.
Oh, I've had that happen to me. It's not a fun time.
This morning I was on another live and I had equated. Well, I'll tell you in a minute if I remember. I'll tell you in a minute if I remember. But I was equating Trump supporters to myself as a child. I can't see the name. Is S.A. Harrison?
Oh, I came up by accident. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're fine, buddy. I hope you're having a good day.
Yeah, I hope you guys are having a good day. I had some water and said something kind about myself. So
Good. Glad to hear it.
You can draw me.
All right, buddy. So when I was a kid, like, I got spanked a lot. And, like, getting spanked didn't make me want to stop doing bad shit.
Yeah, me neither.
I was like, okay, since I can't beat you up, I'm going to go to school and find other bullies. Because that's how I saw it, as bullying. Because I couldn't defend myself. So I just found other bullies at school and shit and beat them up. Like I would literally seek them out. Like if you picked on anybody in the school, made jokes about people who were like, you think were like geeks or nerds or shit like that, I would push your teeth back. Because it made me feel good. And I would just get in more trouble. Right? And then like I would get spanked. And then I'm like, the next time I do some bad shit, I know I'm going to get spanked. So I'm just going to do something worse. Because, like, what difference does it make?
Right.
I feel like that's how Trump supporters are. Like, they keep getting kicked in the teeth by his policies. And they're like, fuck it. I'm just going to do something worse.
I feel like they're the kid that you like. I mean, if you've worked in like any type of situation where you worked with children, there's always that one kid where you look at them and go, huh, evolution missed one. Like, honestly, there's always that one kid who's like licking glue or like doing weird shit that's like, how did you survive? I think that's where we're at with them.
I don't know, man. They're like, fuck it. I know shit's bad. Like the whole of Nebraska voted for Donald Trump after they lost hundreds of farmers.
Right, and what are they doing now?
Last time.
And what are they doing now?
And now they're on TikTok and Instagram and shit, fucking crying that they're going to be bankrupt in the next 2 months.
I never thought
the leopards would eat my face.
Explain to me why the Democrats could not stand up.
I have no idea.
Answer.
I'm not a Democrat. So you'd have to go and ask Democrats.
Why? Why couldn't they?
I have no idea. I'm not a Democrat. You'd have to go and ask Democrats.
That was in a Russian prison.
Eli, my love.
I don't think he can hear.
Can you not hear me, Eli?
I can hear you.
Okay. You already know we're not Democrats. You are like, you've been banned from everyone else's live because you don't listen, sir. So if you would like to stay in Eli, shh. If you would like to stay in this live and not be banned from here also, let's use our brains and use what you know about us to have an intelligent conversation. I know you're capable of it. Okay?
Okay.
I'll kick you.
All right. I got you on that. But let me ask you this: if you guys were there, would you have stood up?
Stood up where?
For the cancer survivor, the 13-year-old.
Oh, well, first of all, if I was a member of the House or Senate, there's no way in fucking hell you're going to get me to go and watch that fascist piece of shit speak for fucking 2 hours.
That's fair enough.
I'd be like, fuck you and everybody that's with you.
I'm going to be completely honest with you. I didn't watch it, so I don't know in what context this cancer survivor was there.
The first thing that he did, one of his first things that he did was cut off funding for cancer research.
Right.
Well, he brought in a child from Houston, Texas, who, you know what I'm saying, like, was a cancer patient.
Sure. Why would he do that?
And used him as a fucking token.
So he would play in his face?
He tokenized a little black kid.
Mm-hmm.
Ew. That's yucky.
Why do we have to bring race into everything?
Because he was in fact black, was he not?
That's what he was.
Absolutely, but I mean, I see him as a human being.
So do I, but he was still a black kid at the end of the day.
Tokenizing black children just makes it exponentially worse.
Right. And that's why we saw that majority of the Democrats weren't standing up, because they saw right through the bullshit that he was spewing.
No, the Democrats weren't standing up because they were protesting. Like, one of their orders was to not stand up for anything.
No, that's actually not true. That's not.
Yes,
that's
it
not
was.
That's not what Hakeem Jeffries told him.
And they could have stayed home.
Thank you,
Eli,
Stevie.
that's not what happened. Hakeem Jeffries told them not to yell out anything, and if they felt like they had something to say, that they could bring whiteboards and write what they had to say on the whiteboards and hold it up. He asked them to keep the decorum in the chambers.
Well,
he couldn't ask me that, though. I'd have told Hakeem Jeffries to go fuck himself.
I've got a little respect for Hakeem now.
I don't. If you're not willing to stand up to fascism, then you don't represent me.
He might win a re-election. Hakeem might.
Yeah, good. That's just what we need, is more placating. How's your Russian, by the way, Eli?
How's my Russian?
Yeah.
Not very good.
Oh. Do you have Duolingo on your phone?
No.
You might want to download it.
Why do you say that for?
Because we have a Russian asset as the president now.
What's your guys' obsession with that?
But
You're
it's
like
true,
the fourth,
Eli, though.
fifth live that I've been on.
No, Eli,
that's
it's true. So why else would he remove sanctions from Russia? Why else would he have all of this stuff going on? And then what happened?
You can turn down the light a little bit. No, go ahead.
I don't
So
know.
why
Maybe
would
he
he
wants to bring peace to the world.
But we also know that Russia has been actively involved in cybersecurity attacks against the United States and its citizens. Why would Hedgeseth stop taking an offensive approach against it for Russia? Like, why is Russia so special versus China?
Because China is not causing a war right now, unless they invade Taiwan.
So
then I think we need to step in.
Right, Eli. Russia is involved in a war. China is not. So why is Russia less of a threat to us than China?
Well, I think personally, this is just my personal opinion. We can't trust Russia. Just
So
like
why
we
would
can't
we
trust
stop
Ukraine,
cybersecurity measures
just like
against
we can't
Russia?
trust China.
So why would we remove
gotta have a
sanctions?
head on the swivel.
So why would we remove sanctions and stop our cybersecurity measures against Russia if you think we can't trust them.
I'd have to look into
We
that.
haven't removed sanctions. Number one, we're talking about it. Would you be opposed to removing sanctions as part of them leaving Ukrainian
But
territory?
okay, so even if we haven't, no.
That wasn't part of what he asked. He never said as part of them leaving Ukraine. So don't add things that weren't said.
Sir,
that's called
we
an
have not removed
inference.
Sanctions on Russia.
Huh?
Okay.
Sure. So why would we?
Okay.
So why would
I
we
didn't say
even
they did.
advocate for them? I apologize. I am corrected. We haven't removed them. We're advocating for removing them. Why would we advocate for that?
If that was part of them getting out of Ukrainian territory, would you be against it?
Yes.
You would be against it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Let me tell you why.
I don't know what to tell you then.
Let me tell you why. Because they assassinate reporters, they jail political opponents, they poison political opponents who try to run against Putin or run against oligarchs within their country. So yes, I would still be for sanctions. They're constantly committing human rights violations. So yes, I would still be for sanctions.
How many Ukrainian
Mr. Jones, didn't the DOJ want to prosecute?
I can't
Donald
listen
Trump
to both
and
of
put
you
him in
guys
jail?
at the same time. One person's got to speak at a time.
Yeah, I can't.
What were you saying, Red Hat?
How many Ukrainian men and women are you willing to let continue to have bloodshed based on what you're saying? If the sanctions would remove them from that territory and you're still willing to not break on that?
Yeah, so...
when is enough enough?
Does it compromise their sovereignty? Do they still get all of their land back?
Yeah, if they get all their land back, then
Yeah,
I'll
I
be
would
okay
assume.
with it.
Okay, so then we agree on that.
If Ukraine gets all of their land back, including Crimea.
I don't know if Crimea is part of that deal. That was taken under Obama. He did nothing
It
about
does.
it.
That doesn't matter.
When it was taken.
And it wasn't taken under Obama. They held an election for the annexation of Crimea. Now, I don't think that election... Do you mind if I finish talking? That's so fucking rude. I let you say what you had to say.
Sure, go ahead.
The annexation of Crimea was a vote. Now, do I think that it was a just vote? Do I think that, you know what I'm saying, there wasn't some bullshit involved? Absolutely, I think there was. Absolutely, I think it was underhanded. But it still wasn't violence. The violence started under Trump. The invasion of the Donbass region, the bombing of Ukrainian ships in the Azov Sea, that all started under Trump. A damn near a person a day in Ukraine was dying from 2018 to 2020. And they had to force Trump to impose sanctions on Russia.
They had to force him.
And then he got fucking impeached for trying to withhold funds that were appropriated by Congress. Or did you forget about that?
Essentially, no. So essentially, you're blaming what happened in 2022 to the Trump administration.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, he opened the doors for that. Because it didn't matter who won at that point. If you allowed Trump to invade the Donbass region, you allowed Trump to bomb Ukrainian ships with almost no repercussions whatsoever, then yeah, they already had boots on the ground. They had already committed to the offensive. So at that point, it didn't matter who the fuck was in office.
Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. But that's
Of course you don't, because Daddy told you can't.
It has nothing to do with that. Like,
It has everything to do with that.
Yeah, the way it's called me
But
for
that's
it,
okay.
though.
Has everything to do with that.
Sure.
You know, your response to what I just said was, nuh-uh.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
Yeah, that's literally what I said, because what you're saying is not rooted in reality, but it's
It
in
is.
reality, so it's okay.
So
Sure.
tell me what part wasn't reality. The Donbass
The fact that you're saying
invasion,
that-
the bombing of the ships,
Number one.
The
There was no
impeachment?
invasion at that time. There was no invasion
Okay,
at that time. Number
that's fine. We'll put it on the screen. No big deal. Let's just put it on
ahead.
the screen.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
that's fine. Let's
Go
put it
ahead.
on the screen.
I'll wait.
Yeah, there's no reason to argue about it. Oh, sorry. I got to go up here. I'm looking for the wrong shit. This is show your source?
Should be.
This one is?
Yeah.
What the fuck happened?
You just the crop is off.
Okay. Well, here. Yep. Totally bad.
That's okay. You're still there if you're
All
sitting
right,
up.
that's fine. So I'm just gonna pull up to show your source, and then we'll see. Yeah, the crop is way bad, but it's all good. You don't necessarily need to see my face. What's more important is that you see the screen.
Yeah, my crop is off too. It's okay.
I see it. I'll fix it later.
I still look gorgeous though, so like whatever.
Here, let me put my glasses on so I can see, because I removed Google. So. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. Oh, wrong one. Let me make it big so everybody can see it. That sounded bad now that I think about what I just said. Eesh.
Giggity.
Let me make it big so everybody can see it. Sounded terrible. Sound like some no rads at night shit. Okay.
That's too tame for me.
What?
I'm going to be quiet so that I don't get myself in trouble today. Because in about 10 minutes, my main account gets unbananaed.
So here we go right here. In 2017, on average, a Ukrainian soldier died every 3 days, with an estimated 40,000 separatists and 6,000 Russians in the Donbass. From 2017 all the way... What?
So those were separatist forces, right? Those were not Russian.
Yes, they were. They were there under the direction of Vladimir Putin.
Not the Russian military. It's good to make the difference. So
6,000 Russian troops and 40,000 separatists acting under the direction of Vladimir Putin.
Right. Would you consider that a full-scale invasion? Yes or no?
Yes. 46,000 people. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody that a historian, people that are in geopolitics.
Get the fuck out of here with the gaslighting.
And is that Wikipedia? Is that your source?
Well, no. So the good thing about this specifically, right, is that it has hyperlinks so that you can go directly to the information. So, so this is the Organization for Security Cooperation in Europe, right? So if we go to OSCE, so let me get out of this completely, right? And we're going to go back. That's the University of Connecticut. I think it talks about that there as well.
It's also on Al Jazeera.
It is.
That 40,000 back separatists were sent to, or Russian separatists were sent to Ukraine.
So that would be considered an invasion according to the host. But when 15,000 plus Ukrainian citizens have been unalived, when well over 80,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been unalived, well over 100,000 Russian soldiers have been unalived.
Hold on.
That's not considered a war at that point, right?
Yo, you know what's crazy? So Quentin, I'm gonna ask you a question because I know that you're gonna be genuine with me, right or wrong. I don't know who the person is. Corey, are you a Trump supporter?
Definitely not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Corey?
huh? What did you say?
Are you in the bathroom, Corey? Because your camera's
No,
on.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm just saying your camera's on in case you didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I put it on like that. Thank you very much.
Okay. So this is the question, Quentin.
Okay.
If I send 10 like members of a gang that I'm in charge of over to your house, right? To start like taking all of your shit, and then they lock you in a closet somewhere in your house, right?
Okay.
Okay. And then there's a rival gang member that says, I could come over there and stop them if I wanted to. I have enough troops, or other gang members. I have enough weapons. I can come over there and stop them if I want to. I'm just not going to. Right? And then like that gang leader dies and a new gang leader takes over. Whose fault is it in this scenario? The person who was in charge, who could have stopped it when it started, or the person who took over and said, hey, that shit started before I even got here.
Right.
I would say the person that was in charge the first time that could have taken over, or that could have stopped it.
Right.
Not the dude who took over.
If you walk into the forest and you're smoking a cigarette, and this is for you, Red Hat, and then you throw the cigarette on the forest floor and walk out, and then some random hiker walks up, and the forest is now on fire, and when the fire department gets there, they see the random hiker. Did the random hiker start the forest fire, or did you?
Me.
Okay. Gotcha. So you could have put out the cigarette, but you let the bitch burn.
Basically, according to your story, the difference is,
okay.
Under the Trump scenario, I would have put fire extinguishers all around the location, right? Like, he gave javelins to Ukraine in 2018.
But he tried to withhold them.
No.
Yes.
We already established that Congress
the
forced
javelins
them.
in March.
Yes, Congress did that. Congress did that, not Trump.
Well, it was actually the
Congress.
State Department. It was not Congress.
Yo, that has to be approved by Congress, sir.
It was the U.S. State Department.
Yes, approved by Congress.
Just like Marco Rubio went over Congress to give Israel aid recently, the State Department can do the same thing, right? This was approved by the State Department. It was about 200 and something javelins, right? And it was given to them in April of 2018. This was fully completed. The aid that you're saying that Trump withheld is nothing to do with this military aid. Not to mention that prior to his administration, everything that we were giving Ukraine was non-lethal. It was actually the Trump administration which moved into...
They didn't need non-lethal because there wasn't a physical conflict prior to Trump getting into office.
Bro, so you're telling me that everything that happened when Georgia, Crimea, the aggressive stance between Ukraine, they did not need javelins to defend themselves?
Yes, because there wasn't an armed conflict going on.
Okay, so the only reason there's an armed conflict is because of Trump somehow, right? That is, Russia didn't want Ukraine.
He allowed them to go into the country and start unaliving people.
He allowed them by what? Giving them javelins to defend themselves? Like, what part of that is helping?
Bro, they had
Russia
been
take
doing
over?
it for over a year before he gave them anything.
Okay, and he gave it to them. So why do you
after a year,
and say it's Trump's
after
fault?
being forced to do so?
We're not forced to do anything. We don't owe Ukraine military aid. The Budapest memorandum has nothing to do with military aid, so we don't owe them anything. We did it because we wanted to.
What? Yes, we did. We absolutely owed Ukraine.
No, we don't.
What?
We owe them assurances that we... Have you read the Budapest memorandum?
Yes, have you read it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's read it. Let's read it together. Let's read it together.
Pull it up.
Let's read it together.
Go ahead.
Let's read it together. We're gonna read it out loud. It's not even that long.
It's very short.
I know. So that's why I said we're gonna read it out loud. Oh, that's not it. Sorry. Okay. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland welcome the accession of Ukraine to the Treaty of the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons as a non-nuclear weapon state, taking into account the commitment of Ukraine to eliminate all nuclear weapons from its territory within a specific period of time. Noting the changes in the worldwide security situation, including the end of the Cold War, which have brought about the conditions for deep reductions in nuclear forces. Confirm the following. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland reaffirm their commitment to Ukraine in accordance to the principles of the CSCE, Commission on Security and Cooperation in Europe, Final Act, to respect the independence and sovereignty and the existing borders of Ukraine. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, the United Kingdom of Great Britain, and Northern Ireland reaffirm their obligation to refrain from the threat or use of force against the territorial integrity or political independence of Ukraine, which Russia obviously broke, and that none of their weapons will ever be used against Ukraine except in self-defense or otherwise in accordance with the Charter of the United States. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, the UK, Northern Ireland reaffirm their commitment to Ukraine in accordance with the principles of the CSCE. Final Act to refrain from economic coercion designed to subordinate their own interests, the exercise by Ukraine of the rights inherent in its sovereignty, and thus to secure advantages of any kind. Okay, here we go. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the UK and Northern Ireland reaffirm their commitment to seek immediate United Nations Security Council action to provide assistance to Ukraine as a non-nuclear weapon state party to the Treaty of the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. Ukraine should become a victim of an act of aggression or object of a threat of aggression in the nuclear weapons are used. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland reaffirm in the case of the Ukraine their commitment not to use nuclear weapons against non-nuclear weapon state party to the weapons treaty, except in the case of an attack on themselves. The United States of America, the Russian Federation, and United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland will consult in the event of a situation arises which raises a question concerning these commitments.
So, where does it say we require military assistance as per the Budapest memorandum? It doesn't say it, right?
It does. Hold on a second.
Question, man.
I know it's not.
You just read the whole thing, though.
Yeah.
You literally just read the whole thing. Where does it say military aid? I mean, if you're looking for a different source from the actual text, that's kind of weird. It literally doesn't say that. So, the closest thing was the fourth paragraph, which asked for a UN conference or something, and then it says we can provide aid, but there's no military aid at any point.
If Ukraine should become a victim of act of aggression or an object of a threat of aggression in which nuclear weapons are used. Yeah, to seek immediate United Nations Security Council action to provide assistance to Ukraine. And that's exactly what we did.
Right.
Yeah, so the EU provided
Hang on,
assistance.
the point is military assistance.
Wait, but
It's
it
not
doesn't.
What the? Hold on. What kind of assistance would you need if you become the victim of an act of aggression?
Financial. No, listen, bro. If you take this to court, if you take this document to court, and you're asking for military assistance,
It would stand up.
Case. Come on, bro.
It would stand up.
No, it would not, sir.
Yeah, because it. Yes, it does. Because it's implied.
Okay, it's implied. So you're gonna sign a document with something that is implied? That
Correct.
is ridiculous, bro. It doesn't say that.
It says if their territorial integrity is jeopardized, or if they met with an act of aggression, that we would seek. What else would we seek? So if Poland was invaded, that's a part of NATO. What would we seek? What would we seek on their behalf?
Article 5.
What's that?
Article 5. That's completely different. We would trigger Article 5, which at that point we are at war with whatever nation attacked Poland. That is completely different from the Budapest Memorandum. We do not require military assistance, bro.
But it's
we
not.
We can give them financial. We can give them counseling, as it says. We can give them advice. We do not require military assistance. You can ask any legal scholar, anyone who's looked into this. That is the reality of it, bro.
So why would we call a UN council, a United Nations council, to offer the assistance that we would offer any other United Nations member under these same circumstances?
It doesn't require military aid. You're trying to dance around it.
I'm not trying to dance around it. I'm asking you to be intellectually honest. What other aid would we offer any other UN member under these very same circumstances?
Well, we have the Budapest Memorandum.
That's not the question I'm asking you. That's not the question I'm asking you. What aid would we offer any other UN member under these same circumstances?
We can give them financial aid. If
Sir,
they're a member of NATO, we trigger
what
Article 5.
aid would we offer any other UN nation under these same circumstances?
So, like I said, it depends on the country. If they are a NATO member, we would trigger Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which means we are an attack on one is an attack on all. If they're non-NATO, we can offer, and maybe we have some sort of defense treaty, perhaps. Maybe we can offer something else. We can offer military assistance. If they don't have any specific treaty such as this, we can give economic sanctions against whoever's doing it, humanitarian aid,
Okay.
diplomatic
Giving up their
aid.
nuclear weapons did what? Giving up their nuclear weapons in Ukraine did what?
Listen, if you want to argue that
Giving up their nuclear weapons in Ukraine did what?
I don't know. You tell me, man. I didn't sign the paperwork. That's Bill Clinton, Boris Yeltsin, and whoever else signed it.
Got you. So giving up their nuclear weapons made them vulnerable to other countries, such as Russia, that have nuclear capabilities. Yes?
Yes. Yes.
Who would, outside of Russia, have any interest in invading Ukraine?
I have no idea. You tell me.
Can you think of anybody? Who else would have a vested interest in invading Ukraine outside of Russia?
Russia's the only one.
Gotcha.
I don't see anybody else.
Gotcha. So now they can't defend themselves against a nuclear state, which is Russia.
Right.
Yes?
Well, I mean, they're defending themselves right now, but sure, go ahead.
With our assistance.
Correct. I'm not saying. Listen, we're not on the.
So, do you think that Russia would have the same, would be so gung-ho about invading a country like Ukraine if Ukraine still had fucking nuclear weapons?
No.
Oh!
Well,
and who encouraged them to give up their nuclear weapons? Who told them to do that?
Bill Clinton, who signed the Budapest.
We did.
Right, the United
So
States.
we have
Russia.
The moral obligation and the obligation according to the Budapest Memorandum.
You're wrong, sir.
You're fucking, bro, you're being intellectually dishonest.
You read the Budapest Memorandum and now
Yes.
you're dancing around.
I haven't danced around it at all. I read it verbatim.
Exactly. So where
You're not being intellectually honest.
Okay, because you don't know how to read the Budapest Memorandum.
I do know how to read.
It's fine, man. Okay, so show me where it's.
You're not by any stretch of the imagination are you more intelligent than I am.
That's okay. I didn't claim that. I know how to read the Budapest Memorandum. And
So do I.
That you don't know how to do.
You're not being intellectually honest. Okay, so
Okay,
here
so
let's
you
see
went from
let's see
that
if
to
legal
more.
scholars actually agree with you. I'll look it up.
Please,
I don't
go ahead.
mind.
Please, I want you
What's
to.
that?
Please, I'll wait.
My fucking MacBook just crashed.
What?
My MacBook just crashed.
What's up, Mini MAGA?
What?
No, I was talking to your other guest.
Oh.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
1 second. Doesn't it say something? Doesn't it say something about only if Ukraine is under threat of nuclear?
Nope, doesn't
they can
say
get
that.
involved? I'm just asking.
Thank you,
No,
Martini.
it's
I
just
love
an
you.
attack.
Okay. Take your word for it.
I don't know what to do.
That's the problem, that there's so much misinformation out there that, you know? I mean, you can't disagree with that.
So what we're waiting for is the host is looking for a leading scholar's opinion on if the Budapest Memorandum requires military aid from the United States of America.
Oh, I can't do it on here. So.
Well, they're in there. I mean, what are they doing in there?
Oh, I mean, I'm not disagreeing that we give them aid, right? But it's not required as per the Budapest Memorandum. That's all we're arguing here.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Okay, he must have.
If that was the case, why didn't we send them
That's the
military aid
problem.
when
America puts
Russia
their
invaded
freaking nose in
Crimea
everything.
or Georgia? We didn't give them any aid at that time. So previous administrations, both Democrat and Republicans, would have violated the Budapest Memorandum, but they didn't give them any aid at that time because it's not required. Matter of fact, the first administration to give Ukraine was the Trump administration.
No, it was not.
When you're both talking.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Who gave them military aid before Trump in the
That's
first
not
term?
true. What?
What kind of aid did Obama give them?
Casting himself as tough on Russia, former President Donald Trump lowballed the amount of U.S. military aid provided to Ukraine during the Obama-Biden administration and claimed that only he himself in recent history didn't face a Russian invasion of another country. Not true. Trump's Vice President Mike Pence, meanwhile, made a suspect claim that all of Ukraine's weapons now in use came from the Trump administration. Also not true. By March of 2015, the Obama administration had provided more than $120 million in security aid for Ukraine and $75 million in equipment, including counter-mortar radars, night vision, medical supplies, according to the Department of Defense. They also gave them Humvees.
Drones.
So they did give them military aid.
Non-lethal. But it's non-lethal. They didn't
Mortars?
give anything to shoot with. No. Look it up. It's not mortars. It's
counter-mortar radars. I see it. Yep.
Right. They did not. The Obama administration did not give a single bullet, a single firearm, a single missile to Ukraine. Fact check. I will wait.
Obama administration, U.S. established the Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative, which provided military equipment and training to help defend Ukraine against Russian aggression from 2016 to 2019. Congress also appropriated $850 million for this initiative. But if we gave them $120 million in security aid, they could have used that $120 million to buy bullets.
From who?
What do you mean from
who?
who?
They buy that from? We are the number one exporter of all those things.
They could
Why
have
would
just
we
bought.
give them money to buy it from us? That makes no sense.
They
That makes
could have
zero
just
sense,
bought it,
bro.
They could have bought it from whoever they
us?
wanted to. Yeah.
No, we are the number one exporters of all these arms, all these missiles, everything. We have the biggest stockpiles. Why would we give them money to buy it from somebody else? That makes no sense, bro.
Are we ignoring the large amount of ammunition repositories like in Europe next door? BAE Systems, United Kingdom.
Yeah, I'm looking to see how much they got from.
Also, your claim is that they may have bought it from someone else. Do you
Yes.
have a source for that? Because that's also not real.
Why isn't
you
it?
said, remember.
The EU has given them substantially more money, more weapons than we have. So what are you talking about?
Hang on, sir. You made the claim that the Obama administration gave them military aid, right?
They did.
Military aid.
They did.
They did not.
They did.
Lethal?
They give them any
It doesn't
missiles,
fucking
any
matter.
firearms?
You said no military aid. We did, in fact, give them military aid, and they could have purchased weapons or ammunition from any of the EU, or the EU just gave them the equipment, which is much more likely.
Oh, okay.
So let's look up how much the EU gave them since 2015.
Hang on, we're waiting for you to let us know about the Budapest Memorandum and the legal.
Well, you asked another question while I was doing this.
No, I'll wait.
Hold on, I want to know now.
Go from that first.
Did the EU?
Did kind of change the argument.
You sure did.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can multitask, right?
Well, I can't look up two things at the same time.
Right, and you did change your argument, to be fair. Like, you did go from, like, you know,
I'm
aid
taking it
to,
back.
like, non-lethal. Yeah. Okay, cool.
We're back.
Cool. So now that Obama, you know, gave aid, cool, debunked. All right.
Non-lethal aid. But
Yeah, after you changed the argument, yeah, I agree.
Right.
I said military.
You said no military aid. That was a lie.
Well, when I meant military, I meant lethal.
But you changed the argument. That's called goalpost moving.
Right. That's
Sir,
called a straw.
you thought
that's
we
called a
gave
straw
them
man argument.
Missiles. Let's be.
I never
real.
said that. I never once said that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was about to say
that's
you're
fine.
changing the argument. Yeah, I was about
All
to
right,
say
that's
straw
fine, that's
man.
fine.
Yep.
Yeah, that's okay. Straw man.
Trump and his disciples. Yep.
Yep. You're right. Just like I know how to interpret. Why don't you look up the Budapest Memorandum, Chris? Tell me if it requires us to assist the military.
I've literally got it pulled up. What do you want to know about it?
Do we require military assistance to give to Ukraine as per the Budapest Memorandum? Yes or no?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, with that being said, if we go down to paragraph 4, yeah.
Where does it say military aid? Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So let's just go ahead. And first of all, why are you doing a verbatim fallacy? It says literally right here that we are required. Hold on, go on mute. I'm actually reading the stuff you didn't read. Good boy. Okay, cool.
We already read this actually.
It says okay. Okay, so if you already knew the answer, why'd you ask the question?
Because we don't require to actually give them military aid. Or let me rephrase
Yes, we are.
it because you're using a play on words. Lethal military aid, right?
Why do you always bring up that word? Because you get debunked. You're doing a straw man argument.
What is
The EU? The EU since 2015, the EU has given them $145 billion in financial, military, humanitarian, and refugee assistance, of which 65% has just been given to them, and then 35% are in the form of loans. So in that same time period, they gave 145 billion. How much have we given?
Wait. How much lethal aid was given during that time?
Why are you always talking about lethal aid like that matters
Because
in this conversation?
Zelensky's asking for more guns, bro. You think he wants more helmets and radars? He wants weapons. So again, how much
He can buy weapons with the money.
You give him.
Yeah, I was about to say that's.
So we give him
easy.
to then buy it. Despite that makes a lot of sense.
So yeah, because you keep bringing a straw man. First of all, lethal aid was never point of contention in the Budapest Memorandum that you claimed that you read, but now I'm seeing that you didn't. So why you keep?
So we gave 69 billion. We've given 69 billion. And the EU's given. Oh, let me see from the start because I want to be accurate because that's just since okay, I got it. Defense spending. That chart doesn't break it down. I want to see how much we've given them since 2014 because I know how much the EU has now.
I've actually got the sources for a lot of ammo purchases. If you would actually like those, it's actually interesting. And some of these started directly in 2022, actually.
Oh, so this is that's still since 2022. I want to see from the beginning.
Chris, do you usually do your own lives? I think I've been on some of yours.
Freaking when I have time.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, I'm not rushing anyone, but I have about 10 minutes before I have to go.
Okay.
Oh, this is funny. We sold them javelins.
Yeah, what year was that? 2018?
2017.
Under the Trump administration.
We sold them to them. We didn't give them to them.
Ooh.
Right. So then that proves my
We
point that
sold them. I wonder where they got the money from.
Where?
Okay, so they got the money
The
from
EU.
and they used it to, nice.
So we sold
They
them.
didn't give them military aid.
We sold them javelins.
Sounds about right.
And
Oh, okay.
And,
Got it.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah. So there's
Got it.
actually a long track record of.
Thank you, Cassie.
Freaking Ukraine buying munitions. So let's go all the way back, right? So first, EU agrees on, is that euros? Yeah. Okay. 2 billion plan to jointly procure and buy euros and deliver ammunition to Ukraine.
I know.
The javelins. Didn't give them.
Yeah.
I apologize, Chris. I wasn't.
So if
muted.
we're required to give them aid,
Well,
Hold
I have
on.
a question.
Why she's
Red
talking?
hat.
She's
I
talking.
have a question for you that comes from the comments. If people send a Venmo or Cash App and they have something that they'd like to ask you, I do that for them. So someone from the comments said, Red says it doesn't specify military aid, but where does it specify financial or humanitarian aid?
Ooh.
doesn't. We don't actually require that either. We just require to call a UN meeting and give them aid in the sense of negotiation, counseling, perhaps.
But
We
where
are
does
not
it say
required
that,
to
though?
give any sort of
Wait,
Where
but
does it
doesn't say
specify?
that.
Yeah. Can you take us to that part? Because I've got it pulled
It
up.
doesn't say that.
Oh,
it doesn't say that. It literally only mentions, right? It only mentions
So
a
what you're
UN
saying-
emergency council meeting.
Wait, what you're
That is
saying
you
is
the
brought
it
it
minimum
up.
of what we require.
Well,
what
you
you're
brought
saying
it up.
is
Yeah.
what you're saying is it doesn't specify any kind of aid, so we don't have to give them aid at all.
That is true.
Ooh.
Wait,
Yeah.
but it says we have to give them aid. So what are you talking about?
Okay, so what is your point here? Let me ask you something. Why
Yeah,
wasn't military aid given to them
is
before?
it doesn't specify what kind of aid we're supposed to give
Exactly.
them, right?
So that means any
So
kind
when
of
it
aid.
says
Make the
aid,
decision.
hold
Yes,
on,
that
when
means
it
any
says
kind of aid.
aid, that means we can give them any kind of aid.
Right.
Sure. I
Right,
agree
so
with
when
you
we
on
give-
that.
wait,
We're
He
on
just
the same
debunked
point
his own
there.
argument.
Wait, so you agree?
Yes, I agree with
That
you on
means
that.
that
That's
we're
why.
obligated. Hold on, that means we're obligated to aid them, right? Whether it be
Correct.
military, security, financial.
Or negotiation skills, correct. So
But
we
we-
decide what we give.
Wow.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
when we're
That's why
when we're giving
hang on,
them
excuse
military
me. That's why
aid,
Bush didn't give them military aid. That's why Obama didn't give them military aid. That's why the only one
do
who
you see
Neither of those things are true. We did give them military aid.
Sir, we didn't give them anything to defend themselves.
Yes, we
didn't give them
did.
anything to go on an offensive.
Yes, we
didn't give them a
did.
Missile. We didn't give them
Yes, we
any
did.
bullet.
anti-missile
What bullets did we give them? What
radars.
missiles?
Okay. Nor did Trump.
Oh, they
bought
bought it.
them from us.
Right. That is
Oh, but you
correct.
said Trump gave it to them.
Well, I mean, it's a transaction, right? He sold it to them.
Okay,
If you
so
want specifics
let's
on
see
it,
if we
sure.
sold anything
But
to
nobody else
Ukraine.
did.
Obama
Okay,
gave them
got you.
UAVs,
Let's look.
Anti-missile radars, Humvees, military equipment,
And money.
All for
and
the
money.
defensive, correct. Right.
And
But we
the
didn't have
EU
to give
gave
any of
them weapons. Did we sell Ukraine weapons?
I just sent you the Congress thing, Dad.
Okay, I'll look it up.
No, it's in the group chat.
Okay, I said I'm gonna pull it up.
Oh.
That's crazy. So this is from the U.S. Department of State, listing approximately 27 million in authorized commercial defense articles and services to Ukraine from 2014 to 2016.
Stuff a lot.
So yes, we sold them a shit ton of weapons. In 1 year alone, we sold them over 15,829,000. So we sold them $68 million just in 2015 of lethal weapons. In 2015.
So it's almost like it's not aid. It's almost like it wasn't aid, right?
Hold
We don't
on.
charge for aid, do we?
So did we give them money?
According to who?
We did.
Okay. And in 2014 and 2015?
Yeah.
And then they bought weapons from us 27 million in 2015, and 68 million in 2016. Or excuse me, vice versa. 27 million in 2016 and 68 million dollars in 2015 of weapons purchased from us.
I don't see what
charge for
his
8 now?
his argument is. Like, I feel like he's just arguing against himself.
Hold on. Hey, let me ask you a question. Hey, Chris, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
If I give you $100 million, right? I'm like, here, Chris, here's $100 million. Cut you a check, right? And then you come back to me and buy a whole bunch of shit from me with the $100 million that I gave you. Did I provide you aid?
Yeah, you gave me the upfront capital investment, and what I chose to use with that is up to me. But you didn't give me the foreign aid first. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Happens all the time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Like, where was this energy when like Trump was having backdoor deals with the Taliban? You guys seem to be all up in Ukraine, but when
So
Trump
now we're gonna move the goalposts and talk about something else.
You've already moved the goalposts numerous times. I'm just making
facts.
Yeah, right. Like, first it went from no aid and now it's lethal. Then you're putting things in the Budapest memorandum. Like, when Trump was inviting the Taliban over to Camp David for tea and chai, you guys didn't have this energy.
I have a comment
right.
I have to read real quick. Anthony said, "It seems to me, a layman and a dumbass mediocre man like the guest, the council that is brought together is determined what aid they might require. It's vague, so the type of aid and quantity can be determined by whatever the situation is." Thank you for your input, Anthony.
I from the screen. Sorry, here I'll bring them up. Okay, got it. So Trump sold them javelins. He didn't provide them javelins. Just so we're clear. So that's been debunked.
Part of the sale was that it had to be stored like far away from the actual area that the conflict was in, and they weren't allowed to use it in that area either.
So hold on. Should I read this whole thing, Quentin?
Well, you read the first part, and then like the second paragraph, or not the second paragraph, like this. Hold on.
Okay, so it's not even that long. Republicans involved in the impeachment inquiry have repeatedly touted the Trump's administration's sale of anti-tank missiles to Ukraine as evidence the president is supportive of the country against Russian aggression. But they've left out the key details in the process. Under the rules of the sale, the Javelin missiles have to be stored in western Ukraine, which is far from the front lines of the ongoing conflict in the eastern part of the country, the Donbass region, against pro-Russian separatists. In short, the Javelins were essentially provided to Ukraine under condition that they not be used in the conflict with Russia.
Panama.
Inter-fucking-resting.
That's straight from Congress. Congress.gov.
Oh, checkmate. Checkmate.
I'll have a response in a minute. Hang on.
I miss the days where the public wasn't sympathizer towards a dictator that only has a $65 billion defense budget. You guys got it. You guys got soft over time.
Well, I have to add
Give me 1 second. I'll respond in a moment.
Sure. Go ahead, Mishi.
Is Red Hat, who would
A
he
traitor
support?
to his people? Oh, sorry. That slipped
Yeah,
out.
does he-
My bad. That slipped out. I didn't mean to say that.
Does he support
Freudian slip.
Does he support Russia in this?
No.
No, okay. Does he support,
Kind of weird.
does he support the fact that Trump just stopped all military intelligence sharing with Ukraine?
I think he just stopped all aid in general, not just that.
No, intelligence.
Pretty sure it was all military aid.
I'm reading right now. U.S. cuts off intelligence sharing with Kiev in the last.
Ooh. That's not good.
We just cut off intelligence to them, so we're making them even more of a sitting duck. Who benefits from that, Red Hat?
Russia, man.
Okay, so sorry, I'm in the middle of something, so I had to be a little quiet. No, that's not good at all. I think that, intelligence is for us to provide to them. It doesn't really cost us much, so I'm fundamentally against that.
Why would he do that?
I have no idea. I'm not in the administration to make that decision, but
Come
I don't
on.
agree with it.
Why
do you think he would do
You've
it?
been hypothesizing a whole bunch of shit and changing goalposts. I'm sure you can just spitball something out there. What do you
okay,
think?
so you're right. So since we were changing goalposts and moving around, let's go back to it. Did you find the source on the legal scholars?
you were asked a
Oh, I
point
did not. I stopped looking. I'm sorry, because everything else you said was bullshit. So I forgot. My bad.
So I'll wait.
No, I'll
wait
go
for that.
back.
I'll wait for that. I'll stay quiet. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Redhead, answer my question.
What do you want me to answer again?
Who would benefit from the United States cutting off U.S. intelligence to
I
Ukraine?
would say Russia, right? It's a common answer, common sense answer.
Right. Who benefits when Donald Trump says that Ukraine started the war?
I don't think anybody benefits from that.
Oh, come on.
Gosh, being dense is.
Can you explain how anybody specifically would benefit from the words of Trump in that regard?
On the world stage, who does that benefit?
What does that mean exactly? Like, what benefit are we talking about? Give me a specific example of how there would be a benefit from that.
Answering a question with a question's insane.
Well, because I'm trying to clarify. I don't understand what she means by that.
Okay, are you taking sides when you say one country started a war over another?
Yes, you are.
Okay, and which side did Donald Trump take?
In the regards of who started the war, he said it was Russia, which is not true.
No, he said Ukraine started it.
I'm sorry, Ukraine,
He did.
which is not true. Correct. Yes, he
So
did say that.
that's two for Russia.
So did we not try to sign a minerals deal? Just a few
What the
days ago?
fuck does that have to do with it providing aid?
Oh, I'm glad you mentioned that. So did you read the minerals deal?
I don't care about the minerals deal. That's called extortion. Do you know what extortion is?
So
Do you know what extortion
Can we
is?
talk about the minerals deal?
Do you know what extortion
But you
is?
wanna I said yes.
Okay,
Do you wanna
gotcha. So is that
talk about the
extortion?
minerals deal?
Is that extortion?
Moving goalpost again.
I don't think so.
Well, I just asked you what extortion was. And you said you knew.
I don't think it's extortion.
What's extortion?
No. I'm saying
What's
I
extortion?
don't think that the minerals
What's the deal?
deal was extortion.
What is
you want to talk
extortion?
about it? Yes or no?
What is extortion?
You know what extortion?
Yes.
I'm not gonna play these games, bro.
We're
Tell
waiting.
me, listen, bro.
You can't use a
Everybody
term
knows
in
what
your. Okay, cool. Define it to us.
Why do I need to? Do you know what it is?
Yes, because we're just making
So why do I
sure
need
that
to?
we're not waste because you don't know what it is, which is why you're stalling. So please tell us the one sentence answer of what extortion is, and then we'll be glad to go to the mineral deal.
All right, let's make a deal. Let's make a deal. I will
Jessica-
give you the definition of extortion.
You
if
can look it up if you want
if
to.
legal. Listen. I'm not looking.
Oh,
I'm talking to you
gosh.
right now as we speak. I will give you the definition of extortion, right? If you go ahead and look up what legal scholars have said on the Budapest.
That literally wasn't my. You realize
Is that-
I
is
just
that a
got.
deal?
You realize
I'm
I
not
just
talking
got
to you.
here, right?
I'm not talking to you. I'm obviously talking to the host, right?
He's gonna look
Okay.
it up. Watch.
I'm literally speaking to you, bro. Do you want me? Do we agree on that? Yes or no? I'll continue speaking so you don't think I'm looking something up. Host, do we
Just
agree on
tell
that? I will give you the definition of extortion.
I mean, I know
If
the
you look up
definition of
legal scholars'
extortion. I don't need
Oh
it from you, but yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay, so I don't know, man. I'm a bully, and I go, "Hey, man, give me your lunch money, or I'll beat you up." Right?
That's not
that is
what
extortion. Really?
I mean, that is threats of
No,
tell me what
threats of
extortion is.
violence. Sure, yeah. That can be one form of extortion. That's one form of
Give me
extortion.
the definition of it though, because you're missing about 1/16 of it.
Oh, I know what extortion is. I know what extortion
Chris,
is.
you're being disingenuous.
Red Hat, I have
No,
a really
because you're
good-
not giving me the definition of it.
I have a good example. How about
You gave me a
you
situation.
give me? How about when Trump said to Zelensky, "You give me dirt on the Bidens, else I'll take away your aid."
Oh shit.
Okay.
Oh,
Do you really want to go with
No.
Ukraine and Burisma?
Wait.
We can have extortion definitions back and forth.
Th-
here, right?
there's no-
Did
there's-
Biden?
Nope. How many years did they investigate that? How many investigations were done on that? Tell me where the evidence is.
You have
Where's the evidence?
verbatim
Where's the
words of
evidence?
The former
Where's the
president
evidence?
himself.
Where's the evidence?
The former president
Okay,
saying it
nope.
himself
Red
about
Hat.
Zelensky and the
I can't find
Yeah.
a single person who, like military, or a legal expert that's even written a commentary piece on this. Where am I supposed to be looking?
Oh, I don't know. You're the one with the sources, right? You
No, you told me that legal scholars have said that we have no obligation. Where did you find this information?
Yeah, what legal scholar actually supports that position since you did bring it up?
Oh, so now I have to look it up because you can't find it. Okay.
I have another example of extortion. Go ahead. If you don't vote with Trump as a Republican, then Elon will spend millions of dollars to primary you.
That's called bribery, which could be viewed somewhat as extortion.
So is it bribery or extortion?
It's bribery.
It's getting what you want through threats. It's a fine line. It's a fine line.
Oh, it's a fine line. So now we're just dancing around the line. Okay, that's fine. That's fair. If you want to consider it that,
I'm coming up with my idea. I'm coming up with some ideas that I think are a little shady.
I agree. Some of that is shady. I'm giving you the point there, but to call it extortion, I think is a bit extreme. Because at the end of the day, the voters vote for their constituents, right? They vote for who they want there. So even if you primary someone, you're not guaranteeing that person's going to lose the election. Yes or no?
So the only scholar I can find with a very, very long thesis on this is Thomas Grant, right? And, well, this is very long, right? But there is nowhere in here that actually rules out foreign aid at all, actually. This is a very long document, but Thomas Grant wrote The Correspondence in 1995, a year after this was published, so that was good. So Thomas D. Grant, Budapest Memorandum, political engagement or legal obligation. So the one big scholar that we had, that he wrote a Harry Potter book on this. I'm actually going to read this later. This is interesting. He actually doesn't disagree with our position up here. So what scholar do you have that tends to do the contrary?
So I'd have to look it up again, and I'm not prepared to do so right now. But I'll definitely look it up, and I'll come back on one of these panels.
Okay, cool. Brought you a scholar though. I would.
Yeah, I'll bring the scholar with me. How's that?
Okay,
we'll
there
jump
we
on
go.
the panel together. How's that?
Perfect.
Well, Trump was impeached for extortion.
Sure
Yeah,
was.
was he convicted of
Yeah,
anything
he was
like that?
impeached. The Senate refused to convict him, but that doesn't matter. He was
so
still
that doesn't
impeached.
count.
They voted to impeach him. So,
And how did that work out? Who gave the speech last night?
Oxford
President.
University. Oxford University did an analysis of this, and they said if we were to take into account prima facie and then look at what the cost analysis, would it be more or less costly for us to just give them money, right? Or negotiate sanctions against the opposing country, or provide them military aid. And if it would have to be something that was argued in court, the argument could be made that we did have a duty to provide them aid, and they could do whatever they wanted to with said aid in order to protect themselves. The only thing that would have to be proven in all of this is that they had a right to protect themselves. And that's from Oxford.
Fair enough, guys. Ladies, gentlemen, I have to drop, but I appreciate you guys. I gotta go to work. I'll jump back on in a future panel.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Feel free to drop.
Yep.
Limber up next time you come in, okay?
Yeah, the stretches are
Please
crazy.
take that goalpost and take it with you because you've been moving it the whole time, like around.
Yeah,
That's
it's
honestly
so
insane.
it's so crazy, like how they will go and jump through all of these hoops to defend, you know what I'm saying, like Trump's actions. Like bro came up here and made up 6 different stories about what actually happened. Oh, well, we gave them javelins. No, the fuck we didn't. We sold them javelins. And we had sold them weapons before.
Yeah, and you did bring up a good point, like what they do, like once you've issued the foreign aid, that's still on the book. So Ukraine's smart for that, right? Who are the 2 biggest ammunitions? You have the U.S., but right behind them, which we do have evidence of this, BAE Systems in the United Kingdom.
Mhm.
They've been purchasing ammunition from them since 2018, leading all the way to like right now. So I would too. If somebody gives me foreign aid and I know the ammunitions, you know, is within, you know, somebody that both of them signed the Budapest Memorandum, by the way, in the UK and the US, so I don't see an issue with that.
If yeah, they didn't have any proof of their arguments. I looked up to see if any legal scholars had an opinion on this. And the only things that I could find were in the affirmative, like that we in fact did. What the fuck? That we in fact did we did have a legal and moral obligation to provide aid. What is that music?
That was Homeboy below.
Oh. So we did in fact have an obligation to provide them aid. Now what they did with that aid was up to them.
Yeah.
Aid and comfort, huh?
They have a track record of taking, buying artillery shells from Germany, which there's no issue with that once we issue it. Same thing with BAE Systems, traditional ammunitions, like small arms ammunitions from the UK and various parts of the EU. Even Stojkovic, right, who's the current EU Trades Commissioner, has actually said that they've bought ammo from them in the past before. So.
Nishi,
Yeah, babe.
are you gonna go live today by any chance?
I don't think so. It's
You're
kind of
not?
gross.
Oh.
Why?
Oh, because I was gonna ask if you were gonna go live. I mean, I guess I can text you about it. But there's 2 Tough Fam members that are in desperate need of mutual aid, and I figured if we went on your live together, there's a good chance we'd be able to make that happen.
Yeah, I was not planning on it. But if I do, I will text you.
Okay. It's not great looking outside.
No, I know.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, I know.
What the heck is going on here? It's so frustrating though, like having these conversations with, you know what I'm saying, like Trump supporters, and they're not being intellectually honest about the things that they're talking about. Like he said, I danced all over the place. No, the fuck I didn't. You asked me to look up 16, 17 different things, and everything I looked up showed the opposite of what you were saying.
So,
and then we got the dummies in the chat. Listen, this is something I talked about the other day, Chris and Mishi. This is shit that fucking kills me. And it wasn't until like Chris Mountain Gardener, shout out Chris Mountain Gardener, pointed out to me yesterday. She said, Trump speaks American. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? At first I was upset. Like, yo, what the fuck does that even mean? American, right? But then I realized the reason that they thought that Kamala was speaking word salad is because they didn't understand any of the fucking things that she was talking about. And Chris made it make sense. Like, hey, if you go to a person in the mountains of West Virginia and you're talking to them about tax credits, they don't know jack shit about tax credits. If they file their taxes at all, they just take their W-2s, drop it off at Jackson Hewitt or H&R Block, and then come back and sign the paperwork, and on the paper it tells them if they're getting money back or not. And that's all they know about taxes.
I used to live there, can confirm.
And so I'm like, okay, that makes sense. So the people in the comments section that are agreeing with Red Hat, they didn't hear anything that was actually being said. They just saw him arguing back. And that's all that mattered.
I actually
Hold on,
Sorry,
Chris. Go ahead, Mishi, and then Chris.
Yeah.
Well, I was just gonna say, it's why he speaks to them, and I think it's his vocab anyway.
Right.
At like a 4th grade level, if that. But I mean, that's why he comes up with these drill baby drill and these little TDS. They need very simple catchphrases to use and justify where they stand. So once you go any deeper than 3 words, they're out.
Right.
Drill baby drill. Okay, but we're drilling more. But drill baby drill. But we're drilling more. Does not compute. Does not compute.
Trump talks and pop-up pictures is crazy. Jesse Keys, did you mean to request?
No. Sorry.
Okay. No problem. You're good.
Sorry.
You're fine. Hey guys, if you've enjoyed the show this morning so far, we do have, well, the spin goal if we ever want to get there. It's actually at, because I think some people sent something. I think it's actually at like $9.95. We do have the spin goal if you guys want to spin to win something. In addition to that, you know, if you just want to tip and help myself and No Rads continue the platform, Cash App, PayPal, and Tip Jar in my link tree, or you can send it to No Rads' Venmo, which would be in their link tree. And we do appreciate the donations. This Saturday, for those of you who are in the Florida area, Central Florida area, this Saturday we're going to the community garden to start phase 2. I told you as soon as the spring came that we'd be going back out there. So this Saturday we're going there with a bunch of seeds, a bunch of what you would call shoots, and we're going to be planting a whole bunch of shit. Oh, you said a super chat on YouTube? Sorry, no, I'm not on YouTube. Sorry, hold on a second. How do I go to the live chat? Give me a second because I have to figure out. Oh, here we go. It's exhausting listening to these to this pseudo intellectual debate, bro, simping for Trump, who's obviously owned by Putin. Yeah, I agree, 100%. And then Sunflower Gardens said, Jones, I'm really concerned. I don't understand what we did to deserve this. I feel you. I do my best by others every day. I feel like we are being punished for others' indiscretions. I agree with you 100%. For those of you who are on YouTube, the chat line is open. Feel free to call in 407-900-1693. The call line is open, so feel free to call in. For whoever keeps trying to call in with their number blocked, it will not allow you to call in with a blocked number. Sorry, it just won't. So
that would be a good one if they're trying to hide their identity already.
Right.
Yeah, because they're trying not to get cooked.
Well, the reason why they do that, they were doing that because they were spam calling, call, hang up, call, hang up, call, hang up. So we blocked numbers so that they can't do that. If somebody didn't ruin it for everybody, it wouldn't be an issue. But of course, you know how it is.
Jones and No Rads. That last guy you guys are talking about him being bad faith. I literally just got here when he said words about Obama, aid period. So when I hopped on the panel, I'm like, he said lethal aid. I'm like, you didn't say that 5 minutes ago.
He didn't.
Like, that's kind of bad faith.
Lux, thank you. Cassie G said, Red doesn't know what allyship is. I agree. And then Annette, thank you so much.
This coffee tastes so good.
The
tariff price.
The spin to win this time is going to be a fellow fans of fuckery set.
The hoodie
and sweatpants.
Sure.
Yeah.
We can do that.
And I'll throw in a intolerant shirt, and probably we'll throw in like a water bottle or a book bag as well.
As a matter of fact, my main account should be back right now, so maybe I should hop on the panel so you guys can go check out the fellow fans of fuckery thing so you see what you would be getting. That would be a great idea because I don't have the fancy screenshots of images that they have for the other ones, but I will get them if you want to let me up on the panel. Anybody? Appreciate it.
No, thank you.
Okay.
Terrible.
So if you go to the link in my bio, it's noradstothenads.com. The word 2 is the number 2. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I tapped my mic back off. You can go to the link in my bio. It's noradstothenads, the number 2, not the word 2.com. All of the things that are in the Fans of Fuckery store there, as well as my pay link. I do not have Linktree anymore. Everything goes through my website. But yeah, the sweatsuits on there, you can go to shop now and then check out sweatsuits or sweatpants and hoodies or whatever that tab is that says there. I don't remember at this particular point in time, but it's in there. It is a black hoodie and sweatpants set, and it is the one that I own, and I am the only one who owns it right now, so we can be twinsies.
Thank you, Frankie. How did you like Universal yesterday? Mishi, did you have a good time?
I did. Velociraptor was my favorite.
I told you the Velocicoaster was amazing.
Mishi, you know, I would have guessed, and obviously I would have guessed wrong, that you weren't big on roller coasters. Thank you, Nicole.
Would have guessed way wrong. I bungee jumped. I'm a
Oh, fuck that.
Hell
Yep.
yes. See, Mishi and I need to be great friends. Every
Yeah.
time you come to Florida, we need to go.
Right.
Do you scuba dive?
Regular white people shit.
Do you scuba dive?
Oh, shit.
I'm not an ocean person.
Ah, damn it. We can go freshwater diving.
No, okay, let me try this again. I'm not an ocean person. I'm not a water person.
Oh, shit.
Hey, Dad.
Okay.
What's that?
Jones said white
Can you
people
get
shit.
one of those hood apothecary shirts? Or
Can
the
you get
hoodie?
a Hood Apothecary shirt?
The hoodie?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you just send it to me?
I've done the like spray stuff with that.
What are they talking about on YouTube? There's a delay. You mean between TikTok and YouTube?
There always is.
Oh, no, that's intentional. There's an intentional delay between TikTok and YouTube. Yeah.
All right, I'm getting the screenshot so you guys can see the fans.
Yeah, so you-
set.
Also, Donald Trump's a clown. So the Arab countries put together 53 billion. This is crazy. They just landed
You're breaking up, Chris.
in place. Can you hear me?
Yeah, now you're better.
Okay, sorry, my bad. So they just put together a $53 billion plan to keep the Gazans in place while they rebuild around them. Israel and the U.S. rejects it.
Of course they do.
What the
We love war criminals.
That's what the U.S. wanted, but now they're like, no, we just want to do this and kick everybody out instead. Even though somebody else would be paying for it. Crazy.
You know what I don't understand? Like, the people on YouTube want so badly to have their voice heard. And then I'm like, okay, cool. I'll let you have your voice heard. Here's a phone number for you to call. And then they're like,
Nah.
Nah.
Do you want to show them the fans of fuckery set? You can give me the big screen.
Oh,
I got it
sorry.
now.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that's okay.
bad.
I just can't expand myself.
Why can't you? Aren't you a mod?
I am, but my mod things are wonky. I don't know what's going on. So that's the hoodie. There's also the Fans of Fuckery logo there on the sleeve. And then these are the matching sweatpants that have the logo that's also on the sleeve for the hoodie.
Ooh.
And they're fucking amazing. It is my favorite set. I live in it.
For those who won something for Black History Month, those will be going out on between the 10th and the 15th.
Katie, yours has shipped. How are the sizes? They're true to size. Depending on what it is in the store, it just depends on like what the manufacturer has for the type of material that was selected. Everything in my store definitely goes from extra small to 2X, and there are select items that go up to 5X. I did make sure that even though like the profit margins are different for me, it's not a different price for you. So if you need a larger size, you shouldn't be penalized because you need something that fits you comfortably. The cost is the same. And there's stickers and mugs and all kinds of stuff in there. I do make things by request. So if you guys have an idea and it's something that you want to see on a phone case or some apparel, shoot me a DM and I got you. You know, we have a good sense of humor, such as Splish Splash Toaster Bath, and I'll put it on on some apparel or whatever you want.
That shit is fucking nuts.
Everything is unisex sizing. Everything is unisex sizing.
Dark humor is the best humor.
It is.
Yeah, I was about to say, we picked that up in the military.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
I don't know if it's all that humorous. I'm just going to be honest with you. I don't know that I find it all that humorous. I think it's kind of crazy.
Listen, as somebody
Oh,
who
I'm
is
what's going on now is not no.
no,
No,
we're
I'm
talking about
talking
dark
about
humor. The splish splash
the
toaster
split
bath.
splash toaster bath. That's not funny to me. I don't. Maybe something wrong with me.
Full transparency, I have taken a grippy sock vacay. And as somebody who has taken a grippy sock vacay, now I'm not speaking for everybody, I'm speaking for myself. Making light of the fact that I went through some shit and made it out the other side makes it a little bit easier to recognize that I'm human. And we all have a hard time. And, we come together and laugh when shit is hard. It makes things just a little bit easier. That's my take on it.
I hear you. Hey guys, we're right in the middle of a subwave, so let's go ahead and knock that out. And where we are in terms of the gifting goal, man, only 5 guitars. Isn't it like 99 coins? I picked one that's low because that's what you told me to do.
It's $2.99.
I lie.
We got 4 subs left to complete the subwave. You just looked up what a grippy sock vacay is?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I just did. Had to. Urban Dictionary had to.
Mishi, have you ever been on a grippy sock vacay?
Mishi froze.
Sock vacay is.
You don't know what that is?
Do you know what Baker Act is? If you get Baker Acted or a 5150. It's a inpatient mental health stay.
Yeah, it's inpatient mental health stay.
Yeah, it's a stay in a mental hospital. Yeah.
Oh, okay, now I get it.
Yes.
Yeah, the grippy socks.
But them socks comfortable.
Yeah.
They are actually pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
I've always done mine.
I mean, with what's going on in our country right now, I'm not surprised that more people, or I'm surprised that more people are not currently on their own little grippy sock vacays.
Can we put
RFK.
Kimberly on the wheel?
Who's that?
They sent me 5. They also sent me a cute little message that says that dark humor is all I got. I'm not going to read the rest of it.
Oh, man.
But no, it's not bad. It's just personal, and I don't know if they want that out there. But let's put Kim on the wheel. We got their 5 from Kim.
Sure, we'll do.
Yeah, if they take away SSRIs, that'll be interesting.
Oh yeah, like I said, you want to see a fucking GOAT level crash out. That's the way to do it.
I think that's the point.
That is the way to do it.
Annie, welcome to the fellow, not the fellow fans fuckery, because it's not my live. Welcome to the Tough Fam. We appreciate you being here. You guys want a grippy sock vacay shirt? All right. On it.
Oh, I had a good one this morning. I think I want to do a line of shirts that says I am woke on the front, and then have different sayings on the background. I mean on the back. Like the front of the shirt say I am woke, but counting sheep helps me sleep. And then have like people in like sheep, but like in person body form, you know what I'm saying? Like sheep's heads and arms, but like, with the MAGA hats on.
I thought a cool shirt would be money to put a flag on Mars, but not to cure childhood cancer.
Oh man, that's
That's dark humor.
That's accurate though.
I mean, money to put a flag on Mars, but not to feed hungry children.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like Trump, you know what I'm saying, like last night talking about, being anti-woke or the end of woke and all of this other stupid shit. Like I've been begging people since fucking DeSantis's high heel wearing dumbass said the shit that he was going to end woke in Florida. Like what the fuck is the opposite? Like what's on the other end of that spectrum?
The opposite
Dumb?
of
Like I really don't know what. Like this anti-intellectual movement, the only other time that we've really seen this in history was Hitler. Like, why wouldn't you want people to be well-informed, educated, understand that our history has implications, and that we learn how to prevent past mistakes from history?
Because then they would understand more than drill, baby, drill. I had a 2-hour conversation with the man at the bar last night. That was it.
A man at the bar?
At the lobby bar in my hotel.
Oh, man. That's great. How'd that go? Was your husband with you?
No.
Oh,
no.
jeez.
But he was like, I'm just really happy my mortgage rates are going down.
Thank you, Leslie. They're not. Interest rates are going to go through the fucking roof if we keep up with the tariffs.
But mortgage rates are going down because they're suspecting, I went up and read about it because I didn't know much about it, that we're going into a recession. So by bringing mortgage rates down, it will encourage spending, right?
But what happens with the inflated cost of goods because of the tariffs? If the tariffs aren't taken away, inflation is going to shoot to the moon. And how do we counterbalance inflation?
He's walking some of it back, but we'll see. But the best moment where he literally crashed in our conversation is he started talking about migrants being rapists, right?
Oof.
And like these horrible people, and you know his friend lives in Aurora, and you know he can't even leave his house.
Oh my God.
I go, wow. I go, well, if there's really those type of activities happening, I think that, you know, the police should step in and arrest the people who are doing that. And they're here legally, they should be deported.
Right.
And he was like, wait, what? And I said, I won't cast a wide net over an entire group of people for the actions of a few. He still wasn't getting it. I think that was too high of a level, or a sentence with too many words. And so then I go, okay, let me put it in a way you might understand. I was raped. I had 3 daughters. 2 had been assaulted. And all 3 of us, it was YT men, particularly like frat boys, okay? So does that mean that I should think every YT man between the ages of 20 and 25 are horrible people?
They probably are.
I know, but he like literally didn't. He just, I mean, every part of his demeanor changed.
Right.
Because I mean, I brought it to him personally, and I think he caught on and realized,
right.
And then he wanted to shut the conversation completely down.
Of course. C-Man, what's going on, buddy? How are you this morning?
And I was speaking.
Oh, sorry, Misha.
I was speaking the United States' official language, so.
Which is what? Well, for now, I guess, until until we have to learn Ruski.
I just find that hypocritical after he pressured the Romanian government to release Andrew Tate back into the U.S. population.
I was speaking American.
C-Man, what's going on, buddy? How are you?
English is what the Brits speak. I'm speaking American.
Got it. I'm gonna send him an invite to unmute his mic, because I don't know if he knows he's muted or if he just doesn't know he's up here. Yeah, it's one thing, when it's brown people who you have no emotional attachment to of any kind. Oh, that's dope. Is that what's that fish called? A lanternfish? What is that shit called?
An anglerfish.
An anglerfish. That shit is cool. Did they do that because of the video?
Yeah.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I'm sending you something via text. I'll put it in the capybara chat so that other people can see it too. But it's an interesting article. I haven't read past the headline. I'm gonna just sending it to you now, but I'm gonna read it. Oh, okay. Never mind. The headline is pretty on par.
Fucking A, man. That just came out today? Are you going to read it?
It came out at 10:20 a.m.
Jeez.
All right, so I'll read the article. It says,
This is not good.
China warns it's ready for any type of war with U.S. after Trump's tariffs. China issued a warning on Tuesday night that it stands ready for any type of war with the United States in the aftermath of tariffs imposed hours earlier by the Trump administration. A spokesperson for the Chinese Foreign Ministry said the tariffs would not lead to a resolution of U.S. concerns about Shmenishmil originating in China. If the U.S. truly wants to solve the Shmenishmil issue, then the right thing to do is to consult with China on the basis of equality, mutual respect, and mutual benefit to address each other's concerns, Chinese spokesperson Lin Jian said at a press conference late Tuesday. If the U.S. has other agenda in mind, and if war is what the U.S. wants, be it a tariff war, a trade war, or any other type of war, we're ready to fight till the end, Jian said. The remarks came soon after the Trump administration imposed 25% tariff on goods from Mexico and Canada, as well as 10% tariffs on imports from China. The fresh round of duties on Chinese goods doubled an initial set of tariffs placed on China last month. Within minutes of the new U.S. tariffs taking effect, China unveiled on Tuesday its initial response by placing additional 10 to 15% tariffs on imported U.S. goods like chicken, wheat, soybeans, and beef. The same shit that crippled farmers before. Those duties will be on the top of similar tariffs imposed back during the first Trump administration's trade war in 2018. Some of those tariffs are already at 25%, though Beijing issued some waivers as a result of the 2020 Phase 1 trade deal. I'm almost done. The new Chinese tariffs are set to come into effect for goods shipped out next Monday, March 10th. In a series of social media posts last month, Trump said he would place tariffs on Canada, Mexico, and China for hosting the manufacture and transport of illicit schmugs that end up in the United States. During an address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday night, Trump also sharply criticized tariffs imposed by the Chinese government on U.S. goods. And it says, according to the White House, on a statement made Tuesday, quote, President Trump continues to demonstrate his commitment to ensuring U.S. trade policy serves the national interest. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said on Tuesday afternoon that Trump may soon offer Canada and Mexico a pathway to relief from tariffs placed on goods covered by North America's free trade agreement. But he did not mention a potential compromise with China. So they specifically said any type of war, trade or otherwise, and they're going to put the tariff. They're putting additional tariffs on beef, soybeans. It's fucking crazy. Bye, Nebraska.
Right. Christina, what's going on?
Unless you want to.
Yeah, me too.
I'm sorry. Hold on one second. Hey, Nelly, did you mean to come up? Okay, guess not. Christina, how are you doing today?
Doing good yourself.
I'm doing okay. What'd you come to talk about?
I was wondering how you guys felt about yesterday. Was not standing for the child with brain cancer.
Oh, another one with the same talking point.
Yeah, I know. Did they tell y'all to ask this question today? Like, is that the question you were told to ask?
I was watching yesterday. And
no. There's no way in the world that all of you come up and that's the first thing you say unless somebody told you to say that. Because you guys are hive-minded.
No, I think it just showed how you guys operate. It's disgusting.
Who's you guys? What the fuck are you talking about when you say you guys?
Every single Democrat.
I'm not a Democrat, weirdo.
Me neither. I'm a Republican, dog.
Whatever you guys are, you guys support it. So
support what?
Support
the behavior.
So,
be specific. What behavior?
I didn't even watch it, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
I would like to say what I don't support. Just
go ahead,
one
Mishi.
second.
Hold on. Go ahead, Mishi.
Okay, good.
I just want to understand how you feel about cutting cancer research for children with cancer.
Yeah, so there was no direct mention of that. There was a cut to the NIH, and it ended up affecting some of the cancer research, but it doesn't really matter. I have a question. Wait a minute. We're not discussing Trump's cut to the cancer research. What we're discussing is why the child who plays no part in politics was just basically ignored.
Why was he being used in the first place?
Right.
Being used? Wait. He wasn't being used.
Yes, he is.
So
right. So he was a ploy.
right, he was being tokenized.
So he doesn't deserve to have respect.
So nobody hears me talk.
So he's a pawn. So because he's a pawn, you don't
Can you
acknowledge
be
his
quiet while No Rad speaks, please?
Right, he's crashing out.
So I don't support the tokenization of people at all, period, but especially not children. If he gave a shit about kids with cancer, even if they made cuts to the NIH, he would have made sure that they had specially allocated funding. He doesn't
so wait,
fucking
Lake,
care.
you
So
think that Lake and Riley
don't
was
talk
also
about
criminal?
Lake and Riley. Her family fucking asked not to.
Her mom
Respect
showed up to
it.
the shit last night. Her dad asked for them to stop. Her mom went to the speech.
I don't
last
care if it was one of
wait.
her parents or both of her parents. They're
Fucking
still her
gross.
parents.
They're so disgusting.
Don't do that.
Like, I
You
swear
guys are
on
insane.
everything in this world, like, conservatives in this country have no sense of decorum or respect or, like,
But here's the
respect
thing,
for the
right?
dead. Like,
If
Way
the
to
dad
fucking
asked,
twist it, dude.
if
Way
the
to
dad
twist it.
asked
So
not
gross.
to talk about it, no one should talk about it. But the mother, who is the mother of that person, if they want to engage in conversation about it, then fine. The mother, and only the mother, and who the mother chooses to engage with, is it. You are some random fucking guy on the internet, and her father asked people not to talk about it. So respect her father's wishes. Don't be a piece of crap.
What about the wildlife refugee that nobody stood for either? That was named after the person that was unalive.
Okay, is this the first time you've watched a State of the Union address?
It is.
No. I'm asking the host.
Wait,
Why
I'm
no?
asking you. Is this
I love
the
it.
I'm not a
first
Democrat,
time-
so I don't know.
Can't say it was.
Is
You guys
this
just,
the
you guys
first
just
time-
can't denounce the behavior. You can't denounce the
Have you
behavior.
ever watched the State of the Union address?
Yes.
Have you ever watched addresses like this?
No.
Both sides do this shit.
Yes, I've watched the Union addresses, and you're
Okay,
right.
they
Both
don't
sides.
get- Both
Sides, typically depending on who won the presidency, the other
Correct.
side typically will take a seat regardless of what the person's saying. But there's exceptions to this. When you're mentioning things that don't have any political affiliation, you should all stand in unity together.
Yeah, because Donald Trump spent his speech was very unifying.
Yeah. So it's like I love it. You guys.
Did he give a
you won't
unifying
just say it.
speech?
You won't just denounce the behavior. Huh?
No,
You won't
no.
denounce it.
I absolutely will not. No.
What a coward.
Also, you're talking about things not being political. You're talking about a human being who decided that they weren't going to give aid until they fucking surveyed the people who were affected during his previous administration and found out that they fucking voted for him. That's when he decided he was going to give aid. Like, this is insane, my guy.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. You guys.
I knew somebody told them to say it. I knew somebody told them to say
God.
it. Daily
Oh,
Mail.
my God,
I
the
knew
Daily
somebody
fucking
told them to
Mail.
say it. I knew they didn't get this from themselves.
You guys are cooked collectively, though.
You're an idiot.
Okay, so then.
You
so
are.
Then,
You guys will
let me
never
ask
win
you
an
this.
election
Wait,
ever again. You will never win an election.
We are not Democrats.
Right, I was about to say, like,
Bro, we
so,
could honestly
so,
give
Chris,
less of a
Chris,
shit
Chris,
about who
Chris.
wins the next election.
Chris, you actually care about children? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Wait, just a minute, Chris. You're on here defending a child with brain cancer, right?
Me?
RFK.
Yeah.
Oh, the child himself, I don't know what ties to them, so therefore I don't really care. But I would stand in that clap as well.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
I'm
when
asking-
Trump mocked, oh, go ahead, Mishi. I'll say it afterwards.
I'm asking if you care about children.
Of course I do care about children, yeah.
Okay. And so then you believe that Americans should be funding.
I love it. The people in your chat saying, "What? You don't care about a child?" I wanted to see what they would say. So when the host says it, it's okay. But when I say it, it's a problem.
No. We said we
I
don't
love it.
support
I
the
love it. You guys are
tokenization of children.
It's not
Especially
tokenization.
yes,
It
it
is.
is. It is.
Wait, I have a
because if
regardless
it
of
wasn't
if it
token, no,
was-
I don't give a fuck what your question is. If it wasn't tokenization, he wouldn't have cut funding for childhood cancer. He came up
He
there to
didn't
say,
do that.
"Look at this little kid." Everybody, no, that's fucked up. If you gave a shit about that kid, you would have made sure that the funding was there to continue funding cancer research.
Do you
He
think that the
doesn't
13-year-old that-
care.
Wait, do you think that the 13-year-old that has the brain damage from the brain cancer knows politics or knows about it at all?
Then that's why you shouldn't have
And he
brought
should
them
have
there.
known
You're
even-
making the point.
Right.
Right, so that the child was there, so you should have.
He invited
You're proving the
them.
point.
They didn't just show up uninvited.
I'm saying that the fact
You're
is the kid doesn't
showing
know-
the tokenization.
Wait,
of
I'm
little
showing the
and
kid
I
doesn't
think you
know
fail to
politics.
realize
So he
Then they
shouldn't
shouldn't have.
been
That's more of a reason not to bring him
Hey,
there.
Jones, all that kid knows is that half the room didn't stand for him. That's all he knows. He doesn't know
What
anything else.
did they give him? What did he give him?
You guys are cowards, dude. Every
Chris,
fucking
what
one of
did
you.
Trump
I don't
give
care
him?
about you calling me coward.
Chris, you too. You're sweaty and freaking mammoth ass looking beast down there, dude. Fuck you guys.
Trump. What did
Oh
Trump
wow.
What did Trump give him?
He ran
I was about
away.
to say.
He came in here
Yeah.
just to crash out. He doesn't
Right,
care
I was
about that kid. He doesn't care about anybody standing up for that kid.
So-
It was just a reason for them to feign like they are outraged about something. It's literally their go-to move. They feign outrage about everything. When Trump was making fun of the disabled reporter, they made all the excuses.
Right.
When fucking you know what I'm saying? They're cutting off kids' school-free lunches and breakfasts. They don't give a fuck. When kids are losing their health care, which could have potentially allowed them to find the fact that these children have cancer earlier because they're going to regular checkups, they don't give a fuck about that. They don't care about kids. This is feigned outrage just so they can say, look, you're the bad guy.
I love how he read all of the points from the Daily Mail article, and then he was like, I'm done here. I ain't got shit else to say.
Now,
How about
I
when
will.
Donald Trump made fun of this Joe Biden stutter? Like I
Right.
want all the stutters spoke about that.
Now I will admit though that's the first time I've been called a mammoth. That actually is kind of funny. Not gonna lie, but
So I guess this whole thing was about this kid had got cancer because of the chemicals in his food. And and what they gave him was an honorary Secret Service, like he's a member of the Secret Service.
RFK. So he said I'm going to appoint. Obviously, he said I'm going to take RFK Jr. to investigate this, and he's going to do a good job of reducing the rate of 1 in 36. I'm like, you don't want the dude that's a anti-vaxxer, road unaliving eater, just a denier of modern science to go look into it for that child. That's disrespecting that child.
I think he recently came out and supported measles outbreaks due to the fact that, or vaccinations due to the fact that people were getting measles outbreaks.
Because a child died.
So what happened was he went from vaccines are bad to discuss vaccination with your healthcare provider, and also we need to be aware of herd immunity. All of the shit that we have been saying during the pandemic and after the pandemic up until fucking today, all the things about, you know, there are people who are vulnerable and cannot receive immunizations, and it is our job as responsible members of the community, if we can in fact receive a vaccine, that we should. He went and said that, but he never said go get vaccinated.
Right. Hold on, Mishi. I'll put you on the big screen.
No, it's just this is what they did. They just put the kid in a military Secret Service uniform. Like, I think that's a little bizarre anyway.
Yeah. I
mean, talk about using someone as like a propaganda prop.
Right.
You put the kid in a uniform. Like I actually feel for this kid.
Like these people are legitimately sick. I'm not even joking. Like they're legitimately sick.
Why did Republicans clap when Joe Biden said, "Can we all stand together against political violence?"
Right. Like
but raises for teachers.
I assure you that bro doesn't care nothing about that child or whether or not somebody clapped. But had it been me, I wouldn't have showed up at all. Mishi, did you watch the whole thing?
No, I was arguing with MAGA in the lobby. Hotel
gotcha.
lobby.
Like, why the fuck is he talking about buying Greenland? And he said it's going to happen one way or another. Fuck does that mean? Like, in Denmark is part of NATO, and Denmark owns Greenland. Like, what exactly is it that you're trying to say?
You know, if by the way, if they had said, we're so proud of this kid for, you know, fighting cancer, like that would be something I think everyone would stand up and applaud for.
Right.
Do an applause for, but that's not what they did here. I'm sorry. And it was Rick Grinnell. I mean, Rick Grinnell. Let me see.
I think from now on, whenever they say that, we have to ask them what the kid's name is. If they can't tell us the kid's name, then they should shut the fuck up. And
Right.
we'll
Oh,
not
I
address it
guarantee you he
further.
doesn't know that child's name.
They just needed false outrage. I actually think they knew Democrats wouldn't stand for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I'm sure that this was a setup. Like, just like I said, they can feign outrage. Like, never mind that kids are starving. Never mind that you're trying to cut Medicaid and SNAP benefits and TANF benefits that allow children to eat. And Mishi, what do you think's going to happen when they cut SNAP benefits and these children no longer have access to healthy foods? What do you think they're going to be eating? If their claim is that this young child got brain cancer from the foods,
Right.
the shit in foods, what do you think that these kids are going to be eating if you cut SNAP and TANF benefits?
Nothing.
If they get anything, it's going to be shit from the 7-Eleven. It's going to be chips.
Fast food.
Yeah, it's going to be fast food.
Well, but Donald Trump's trying to ban that, right? He's trying to ban junk food and soda.
You mean the guy who eats fucking Big Macs regularly?
Yes. He's
Oh,
trying,
okay.
trying to take that off, that they can't have that. They can't use that.
Yeah.
And plus, they're not going to be able to afford it because, I mean, the cost of goods is going up and groceries are going up because of these tariffs. So your dollar's not going to even go as far with those type of benefits.
Doesn't every McDonald's burger have onions on it, like as a rule? Like, don't they put those little chopped up
Yeah, you
onions
have to
on
ask.
pretty much every
You have to
burger?
ask for them to be. They're dehydrated onions. You have to ask for it to be removed. It comes on there.
But they're onions.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. How much do you think a burger would go up if the price of one onion is $4?
Oof, quite a bit.
Because right now I can buy a 3-pound bag of them for $2.96. So that's like $1 a pound.
Right now, I think if you add extra onions, it's probably like 50 cents. So the price of a burger will probably go up by like $1.25. Because they got to make their profit too.
Right. Like we're literally talking $3 an onion, $4 an onion, $4 an onion, $3 a tomato, $5 per avocado.
I don't think
We're not
McDonald's
gonna-
has all the.
No,
Obviously
no.
not.
But we also don't have the work in the fields to take care of these crops. So we're gonna have spoiling crops. So we're gonna have to make up the cost there. Then there's also, I mean, and that's not just the cost of these farmers losing crops. What is her name? Moonbog. Oh, I forgot her name. Mooney Boggles. Mooney Boggles. Thank you. It was right there on the tip of my tongue. I just couldn't get all of it out. Said last night, it's not just about that. You also have to remember that these farmers are using the profits from their harvest to purchase seeds for the new planting season. So you got to take that into account. Then you also have to take into account that these fields have things spoiling on them. It messes with the quality of the soil. Like, there's so much that happens there with just produce.
Right. We have a caller. Hold on a second. I thought I answered it. Hello, caller. Good afternoon. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
My name is Jimmy. I am 15 and I live in California.
Bro, come on, man. Y'all can't be calling here at 15. Why aren't you at school?
We're gonna have to put 18 plus on there.
I know. Guys, we don't allow children to call into the stores. I mean, to the show. Sorry. Yeah, can't have 15-year-olds calling into the store. But the line is open for those who want to call in who are of age. He sounded young, though. I was like, damn.
I had so much to say to him. How about when Lauren Boebert threw away the green Converse sneakers pin from the child who was unalived in Uvalde in the trash? How about when after children were unalived, they wore their pins into session? So you want to come on here and talk about disgraceful. That's disgraceful.
Right.
I mean, throwing away a pin of a child. Remember those? The little green Converse sneakers pin that was used to identify her?
Yeah.
They gave it to Boebert and she threw it in the trash.
Yep. A little girl that was unalived in Uvalde.
Yeah, Christmas cards with ARs. They wore the pen. They wore the lapels.
Oh, I know. That just makes another point. All of these school unalivings and these assholes started going around with fucking firearms.
Right.
Firearms on their suits and
AR pins.
pantsuits.
Yep, the AR pins.
Yep.
And their Christmas cards, right? Like the whole Bobert family.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, that's your response? That's your response to children being unalived in schools? And say, look, let me one-up this a little bit.
Okay, so how about if that child with brain cancer, if Donald Trump said, we as Americans are going to pledge millions of dollars
to cancer research.
To cancer research so that young men or young boys like this will have better treatment. Now, that is something I could stand.
Right.
Like, what does that do for him? Cancer. What does that do for other little boys and girls like him who have to suffer? What does that do for them?
Yep. Let me get this call.
It's propaganda.
Good morning, caller. Name, age, and where you calling from?
Trump is the best. 36 years old. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what you're saying.
Hey, ain't no Raz. What's up, girl?
It's Lucho. Hang up on him.
What's going on, caller? Name, age, and where you calling from?
Block that number.
I got it.
Thank you.
That's weird.
Why you so obsessed with me?
The 304 number that just recently called in, you can call back. Yo, could you imagine being blocked from like all of the panels and then you decide like to go on YouTube and call in? Fucking weird, man.
Like literally just leave me alone. Seriously.
I blocked him too. I think he just makes new accounts.
Really? Jesus.
Yeah, he does. He's got a lot of them.
I wonder how many prepaid phones he can get.
Good morning, everyone. How are
Good
you?
morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Hey, this morning, I was on a young man named Cato's live. And, hold on. There's a phone call coming in. Hold on one second. Good afternoon, caller. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
My name's Brittany. I'll be 36 on Sunday, and I'm calling from Minnesota.
Okay. What would you like to talk about, Brittany?
I feel like the panel is kind of intelligent individuals who might know something that an everyday person can do right now, because I'm terrified and very, very scared. And I need something that I can do to feel less scared and to try and make what's happening not happen.
Go ahead.
Can you elaborate more? Like, what specifically is it that's causing you the most anxiety or fear?
I feel based off of the speech that was given last night, he's prepping for World War III. I really don't like that he's wanting to have a missile defense dome like Israel's. He's going to have tariffs against everybody else in the world starting in April 2nd. So it's all pointing towards one really, really big bad thing.
I mean, the best thing that you can do right now is understand that there are a lot of things that we can't control, but also there are things that we can control, and the things that we can control are continuing to put pressure on our elected officials, building community with like-minded individuals, making sure that you have the resources necessary, and if you have something that you can provide for someone else so they can have their necessary resources met, that's what you need to do. Build community, focus on the things that you do have control of, and the rest of it, we're just in it together.
Okay. Thank you. That actually did help calm me down. Thank you.
No worries.
Thank you, friend. Thank you for calling in.
Bye.
I think just find ways to resist whenever there's ways to resist.
Absolutely.
For
Absolutely.
me, it's talking to someone at a bar last night for 2 hours. It's on my Facebook account sharing over and over and over, and I'm seeing like a lot of people are just trying to get the information out there. So if you want to be somebody who gets the information out there, you can go to protests like you guys did yesterday, right? Let your voice be heard.
I tell people all the time, get involved in your local community as much as you can. Get involved in, school board if you have children in school. Get involved in, city council. As much of the local politics as you can possibly get involved in. Get involved. Like, those are the people that are going to affect your day-to-day life the most. So start there, and then, build your way from there. The call line is back open again. So if you'd like to call in, it is 407. 407.
407-900-1693.
There you go. 407-900-1693. Shay, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. You have some water? Say something kind about yourself?
I have. I haven't said anything kind about myself, but I'll work on that one.
You should.
But I have had some water and some coffee.
Oof, dirt juice.
Yummy.
I know. Yes. No rides.
I make coffee every single morning at like 5:15, 5:30 in the morning, and I don't drink coffee at all.
I love that bean water. We love that.
Fucking nasty.
So, Christopher Cyrek, the VA chief of staff, said that they're gonna.
I'm out of focus.
They're gonna take part in planning an aggressive reorganization that includes cutting 80,000 jobs from the VA.
Oh my gosh. I can guarantee you a lot of those jobs are going to be like in oncology, the people that work on the burn pit stuff, and toxic exposure and stuff that doesn't need to be cut. I can almost guarantee you that.
I look like I'm in the same focus as you.
You're slightly.
So while all that's happening, they're going to be upset that Democrats didn't stand while a kid got a badge.
Straight up. Well, Trump said that he cared about veterans, and now he's cutting essential services to them.
Well, they already cut the hotline, the self-deletion hotline. Listen, he doesn't give a fuck about veterans. He says they're suckers and losers. All right, hold on. We have a phone call. Hi, Kiki. Welcome, caller. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
Yes, sir. This is Thomas, 37, from the great state of Michigan.
All right. Well, what's up, Thomas from Michigan?
Would it be possible to connect with you at the end of your live? I have kind of a personal matter, a personal/public matter to kind of bring to your attention that I'm not sure if you're aware is going on, but it's something you should probably handle privately.
Okay. With about me personally?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I'm a friend. I'm a friend.
Sure.
But there is what should be other friendlies that are slandering your.
Hey, just message me on Instagram, and we'll both read it while we're right here. Otherwise,
Jones, I got a call from a friendly 2 days ago saying the same thing.
For real?
Yeah, like legally blind from diabetic complications, and so that kind of makes it difficult.
Can
Thankfully, you guys put the numbers in the TikTok live.
Can you send me a voice note on Instagram so that I can, with like your phone number, and then one of us can call you? This way you don't have to to, you know, be reading, but you can send me a voice note on Instagram.
I'm gonna be frank with y'all. Like, I give very little shits what other people have to say about me. Like, if part of your advocacy and part of your work is to, you know, spend your time trying to talk down other content creators and not, you know what I'm saying, like boots on the ground out in the field, like doing the actual work, why should I give a fuck what you have to say?
Not you. That's a general you.
No, and that's valid. And I guess because there's no hoe in my blood, I'll just say it's super solid.
I don't give a flying fuck, bro. Don't care. Do not care.
All right. Well, you know,
don't care.
It's frustrating to me personally, because for the work that should be spent like, you know, dismantling white supremacy and community aid and, you know, handling the issues that really matter, we're sitting around talking shit about people that we are supposed to have the same common goal and interest in, you know, community aid and all that other stuff.
Here's the other thing, right? Here's the other thing. If you have any, you know what I'm saying, like attachment to me, if you know who I am, if you know how to get in touch with me, if you are close with other people who have the ability to get in touch with me, and you don't, and what you decide to do instead is just like talk about me, I care even less about what you have to say.
It's valid. Yeah.
Jones and I had this talk.
I wasn't sure if anybody else had brought it to your attention,
Right.
but I didn't want to be that person that's just complicit and sitting in multiple lives, and it's happening all the time, and then nobody's saying anything. That's I know what you went through a couple months ago with another contact creator.
Mm-hmm.
So that was shady to me, and then their alignment with each other. That stuff doesn't sit well with me.
I dig it. Well, I appreciate it. If you want to talk about it any further, like No Rats told you how you could, but I'm gonna drop you down, friend.
Thank you for your time, sir.
Thanks. What's going on, caller? Name, age, and where are you calling from? Okay. They keep calling and hanging up. Same person over and over again.
Oh, no. I have to go do the Wednesday early release mom thing. So, it's my time. I will be back later. Live.
Okay. I'm going to play this video from his stupid speech.
Sure.
So.
All right, everybody, behave yourselves. Be good. If you can't be good, you can't do crimes. Bye.
All right, here it goes. What the fuck?
To try and get it, but we need it really for. And I also have a message tonight for the incredible people of Greenland. We strongly support your right to determine your own future. And if you choose, we welcome you into the United States of America. We need Greenland for national security and even international security, and we're working with everybody involved to try and get it. But we need it really for international world security. And I think we're going to get it. One way or the other, we're going to get it.
That's fucking sick. So it's Putin who wants Greenland. And that's why he's saying that it's national security. Anywho.
International.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Okay, well, the caller hung up. All right. Yeah. So how is us owning Greenland a national security issue? Somebody, anybody, tell me. Nope. Nobody? No takers?
I don't know how we've survived up until this point without it. That's what I would say.
Well said, me.
Just barely, Mishi. Just barely.
Woo! Wait, I thought they were America first, like isolationists, right? So how are we being isolationists? We're over here. We're going to take Canada. We're going to take Greenland. We're going to do the Panama Canal. How is that not reaching beyond our borders, messing with other territories? Make it make sense, MAGA. Somebody explain this to me.
Isolationist imperialism.
It's such a contradictory statement or oxymoron. It's so weird.
Kale, did you mean to come up here?
I did, yeah. Can
What's
you hear
going
me
on,
okay?
friend? Yep.
Hi. I actually asked Kiki if I could get up here. Kiki's a good friend of mine. I've already become mutuals with Chris. Mr. Jones, I've watched your lives for a long time, and I was just wondering if I could share my story. I'm an active duty service member.
Absolutely.
And I'm trans.
Yeah, absolutely.
I appreciate it. For those of you who I don't know, I am 32 years old. I've been active duty for 13 years. And I received last week the notification from my leadership that I have 30 days to voluntarily separate. Or after that, I will be forced out. I was planning to separate on my own terms for my safety, but that was going to be in
Hold, please.
later this year. Yep, no worries.
No, not you. Go ahead.
Okay. The reason why I want to bring awareness, I have been advocating really hard online. I've made a lot of incredible mutuals lately. I'm trying to raise awareness for the general public because I'm shocked that a lot of people don't know what's happening. There's 15,000. Well, to be more exact, as of 2018, there was 14,707 of us. We don't have a more current census than that. For the record, I did not start HRT because I'm stationed in Texas and I have been since 2022. It's not been safe here for me to just spontaneously start to grow a beard. And that was per my therapist and I agreeing. So I've been wanting to separate eventually. But like I said, I wasn't expecting this abrupt loss of my job. I want to continue to advocate outside of the military. Whether or not I'm wearing a uniform, I want to continue to, fight for us and for my country and what I believe in. But I wanted to let a lot of people know, like as many people as I can know, that a lot of us are about to be without a home, without an income. I've never been in trouble in the military. I have multiple deployments under my belt. I've done short tours. I've got a big fat ribbon rack on my chest. Most of us, 70% of us are senior ranking, that with greater than a decade of experience under our belts. And it's imperative that we don't lose massive chunks of our military right now. But it will cost $18 billion, essentially down the drain in taxpayers' money. And
That's
to replace
crazy.
this, just recruiting fees alone, it'll be $1 billion to replace 15,000 troops alone, just the recruitment fees. So it's not efficient. It's not saving money by any means. I want my trans friends that are active duty to hear me right now. You're not alone. I love you. I'm here for you. I'm working right now, particularly with the state people in the same state as myself in Texas. We have trans brothers and sisters and those that are neither. I want to connect. Please reach out to me. My DMs are open. I do have and very flooded DMs right now. So if you could put at the beginning of your message something that identifies you as I'm a military service member, please make sure that you are actively in the military. The reason why it's a challenge for us right now is I'm stuck here. If I just leave, I will be a felon against the UCMJ. I can't just leave, so I have to wait until I'm released, and whether that's administratively separated or less than other than honorable circumstances. the reason why we're being separated per the executive order is that we don't have the integrity to be honest about who we are, so we can't be trusted to be in the military anymore.
Wow.
And
that's fucking insane.
That's my story.
No, you are being honest about, like, you're being more honest about who you are than the vast majority of other human beings.
Yeah.
Like, I wish most of these alpha bros, you know what I'm saying, and like MAGA men would just come out and tell the truth about their sexuality.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that you're able to be honest about who you are. I served during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. I could not be honest about who I was without being separated also.
Right. Let me get this phone call really quickly. Let's see what they got to say.
Yes.
Hello, caller. Name, age, and where you calling from? Okay. Fucking weirdos. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
That was it. I really just wanted to I'm trying to get the word out. Like I said, I'm very appreciative for everybody who's been so supportive. My platform is growing in itself. So right now, the two people that I'm trying to connect with the most are veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I have been in touch with like Matt. I'm now friends with Matt. Lainey and I are very close friends. But anybody who has served, I don't care if you're transgender, cisgender, it doesn't matter. But anybody who has served, who wants to help connect. I'm working on a few different things that I want to help from the veteran side. And then specifically those, right now I'm starting with Texas because I'm physically here. So if I can start with Texas to work on our status and getting us to safety. Yeah. And then I want to continue to grow from there. So if y'all want, I will be starting on my own server here soon. I would like for it to be a secure server, and then I'll have a link tree with
I got a super chat
as many
for you,
links
by the
as
way.
I can.
I do not believe politicians are afraid of death enough for me. Taking away veterans' benefits in a country with more pew-pews than people is crazy. I agree.
Yeah, I agree as well. Oh, thank you so much. You're all so kind. I just want everybody to know I'm one voice that represents 15,000 that we know of right now. So when you hear my voice, please think of everybody that's impacted. If you don't think that trans people are in imminent danger, we are right now. And I want you to also know that it doesn't matter how you voted. It doesn't matter who you are as a person, that people that have served the military, we went and signed, raised our right hand to defend all of you. Like when it comes down to it, you might hate us, but we served you. And please, I just would like for you to keep that in mind. I'm nothing to be afraid of. We're not something to be afraid of. We just want to exist.
Cal, I love you.
I love you, NORADs. I was sad when you left before I got to say hi, but I'm really grateful that you came up to say hey.
I came back just to say hi to you. If you ever need anything or there's anything I can do to help you and your partner, please reach out to me. I will do whatever I can now.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. I don't want to take up more time. I just really wanted to get this message out there. I'm about to go. I have another meeting with leadership. I gotta start. I've already started working on the out processing things. There's certain things that are congressionally mandated before I can separate. But yeah. So I am gonna drop. But I do appreciate all of you, and thank you, Mr. Jones, for having me.
Hang for 2 seconds, Cal. Just hang for 2 seconds, Cal. Everybody drop Cal a follow real fast. Cal's an amazing human being who provides a lot of education, sometimes with love and sometimes with the sternness it requires. Please give Cal a follow right meow so that Cal can go do what they gotta go do.
Thank you so much, Norads. Yeah,
Removing
I
people
do,
from the military who are willing to serve the country seems like the most counterintuitive bullshit that I've ever heard of. Like, what the fuck difference does it make what their gender is?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's fear mongering. We're not hurting anybody, I promise. And if anybody is wondering, my leadership and the leadership of my trans friends, they're all scrambling and trying to fight this. And there's a lot of people. This is our livelihood, you know.
Yeah,
this is how I pay my bills.
Is this not being heard in the Supreme Court? Oh, I guess he did this the first time he was in office too, huh? I forgot about that shit.
Yeah. There was 2 executive orders passed in his last term. The first time the Supreme Court pushed back, it took about 7 months last time, I think, before people started to actually get removed. But I watched my friends. I wasn't out at the time, and I watched my friends getting removed from the military back in 2017, I believe. And he was successful. The first time it was a general, kind of like it is right now, a general order that was talking for all trans people, whether they had a diagnosis of gender dysphoria or not. Fun fact, you do not have to have gender dysphoria to be trans.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then so the Supreme Court pushed back, and then he said, okay, well, anybody that has a diagnosis of gender dysphoria, and then it got pushed and succeeded. And then Biden, within the first month of his administration, reversed to that. And then this time, the only difference is that I need everybody to hear is we had a lot more balanced Congress last time. Now we don't have the same people fighting for us that we had last time. Right. There are tons of service members that are
if you ask me, they're not fucking fighting at all.
Yeah. I have to be careful what I do say because I am active,
still active,
and so I can't.
I'm aware.
Yeah. So nothing that I say reflects the Department of Defense or the United States Air Force, and I will not be stating my political affiliation or endorsing any political party.
I'm no longer in the military. I can say whatever the hell I want. It's going to create a power vacuum or a knowledge vacuum within the military, which is only going to wear military further.
Oh, we've got so many incredible people. By the way, I am medical. There's people who've come for me because of what the military does. I hear you. I understand what you're saying. I respect what you're saying, and I don't have any contention with what you're saying. I just want you to know that my job is, I'm a provider. My job is literally to be brought the people that are unaliving, that are sick, that are unwell, and to take care of them. So that's to give some more information.
I got a lot of connections in healthcare, and I will absolutely write you an amazing recommendation as a reference for you for whatever you need. So let's connect in DMs, and let's see, if we can, if I can assist in any way with your plan going forward, should you need, to do that.
Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Please look at me as, I don't know, it's a big weight, and it's a weight that we need right now. There's a lot of people like Mr. Jones, Norads, Mishi. I've watched you. I watch you all the time. But y'all are phenomenal. We need more people like everyone here, because one voice unlocks many voices. It's okay. Every single voice that is being used unlocks more. So sometimes it just, people feel alone and feel like they're helpless and they can't do something. I promise you that there are people here that love you, that care about you, that have that ability to stand up and fight when others don't. And please don't give up. Don't give up.
I'm going to play this. This is also from last night. More fucking ridiculousness from, what did bro call him? Donald Jelly Belly Trump.
I know you got to go, Kale. I know Kale has to go. Kale, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Kale, thank you so much for coming up. And yeah, we're here for you if you ever need us.
Thanks so much. I will be listening, so you might see me bouncing around in the comments between what I got to get done today. So I'll be listening. I'm always here, and please, anybody, feel free to reach out to me. Just make yourself, if you are trans, if you could identify it, it cuts off the message in the first few. So all the supportive things that are being said, I love you so much. I just want to make sure that I have a way to prioritize the people who are in immediate need of help right now.
Absolutely.
So we can band together. All right. Yeah, of course. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. This shit right here is absolutely absurd. I'm gonna play this one, then there's one more after that. Oh. What the fuck?
My administration is also working to protect our children from toxic ideologies in our schools. A few years ago, January, Little John and her husband discovered that their daughter's school had secretly socially transitioned their 13-year-old little girl. Teachers and administrators conspired to deceive January and her husband while encouraging her daughter to use a new name and pronouns. They, them pronoun, actually, all without telling January, who is here tonight and is now a courageous advocate against this form of child abuse. January, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Why do they all look the same? She literally looks like she could play the Wicked Witch in an Oz movie and wouldn't even have to, go to makeup.
I never understood why there's so much rhetoric that says woke culture is the most dangerous thing to go into schools, while you guys have gun shootings all the time in schools, and that's not.
You gotta use TikTok friendly language, Joe. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Just
you're
be
right.
careful.
My bad. Sorry. Yes, unalivings, and it's just insane to me as to how this priority is so different.
We don't necessarily have priorities.
As you can tell.
Yeah. We don't necessarily have priorities in this country that are beneficial to anyone outside of cisgender, heterosexual Christian men. Like anybody that doesn't exist right there in that specific, demographic is expendable.
Yeah. Even just it's bizarre, and it's we keep right now hearing this rhetoric. It's coming across the border up here. By the way, if you haven't figured out, I'm also in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bit of a perspective in regards to last night's speech, because we did watch it, because we heard we were going to be mentioned in it, and we were. It's bizarre to sort of see, when we were watching the speech, a lot of us were looking at the same kind of markers, and particularly amongst the speech with just everything in regards to lives. One of the things we saw was a very similar sort of rah military rise in regards to our military strong. We should get the boys in there, get them recruited. And every time we've seen speeches like that in history, it's never been a good thing.
Right.
We've seen it through a lot of authoritarian regimes that use that to start building up troops and building up also a national identity in regards to nationalism, and trying to get the country behind some sort of authoritarian messaging that they want to act.
Yeah. And I mean, and the process by which they wish to do this is demonizing, anybody who doesn't fit that specific demographic that I spoke of. Just to go back to the video that I played a second ago, in terms of like that this woman January and her child that went to school and was socially transitioned. There's just a few things that I need to say about that really quickly. I am a father.
Absolutely.
I have 8 children. They don't belong to me. I'm just their parent. Now, I have a legal responsibility and a moral responsibility to care for them to the best of my ability, but they're not my property. So, if my child is telling me, hey, listen, I do not align with this socially constructed gender that you have assigned me. Socially constructed gender that you have assigned me. You didn't spend any time getting to know me or finding out, you know what I'm saying, if that is indeed who I am. You told me this is who I am.
I gotta interject right there, because they didn't tell them, and I can almost guarantee you that they didn't tell their parent, because the fact that the Wicked Witch of January was there last night means that they were not a safe person. And
Right.
did not feel safe telling them.
Right.
So
no, that's not what I
January
meant.
is maybe
I meant the
turning
parent is telling the children who they are.
No, I know, but I'm saying that this did not happen.
Oh, yeah, that they didn't go to their parents and tell them. Yeah, fuck no.
Conspired to against these parents, that these parents were not safe people to their own child.
Correct.
So when you are upset about these things happening, pay attention to the fact that these children felt they were not safe with their own parents.
Right. Exactly that.
The kids know.
And the thing is that they went and tell the school administration, and then the parents get upset. The parents are upset at the loss of their expectation of what their child would be, when their child is telling them that their expectations should be different.
Yeah. So just to continue with what I was saying, if my child comes to me and says, hey, I do not align with this gender that you have assigned me, it's not who I am, right? Then we're going to have a conversation about how I can best support my child. Now, if my child is having, ideations, like considering taking their own life and things of that nature, then we would take the next steps. Hey, let's go talk to a therapist. Let's go talk to a psychiatrist, a psychologist, so on and so forth. And let the experts use WPATH and direct us in a course of action. Let me be clear. Not all trans individuals, trans children included, have gender dysphoria. Gender dysphoria indicates that you have psychological or sociological harm coming from the fact that you exist in a body that does not align with your gender. Some people know that their body or the gender that they were assigned is not their gender, but it doesn't cause them psychological harm. And I would probably say it's because those people grew up in healthy households.
I would agree with that, because a lot of the gender dysphoria comes from social aspects.
Exactly. Comes from sociological aspects. Exactly that. And so, if your child tells you that they don't align with the gender that you assign them, listen to your children, because they don't belong to you. They are simply in your care. They didn't ask to be here, right? And they have, and should have, just like any other human being, personal autonomy outside of your crazed, ideological religious beliefs, or anybody else's for that matter. Let these kids be who the fuck they are. children are not getting gender reassignment surgery. That's not happening. So stop telling that lie. Puberty blockers are not harmful, no more harmful than over-the-counter medications. And you don't start taking HRT until after puberty, until you have, reached what would be physiologically adulthood. So if you don't know anything about trans people, the trans experience, about biology, about physiology, about sociology, do us all a favor. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
And social transition is literally the least invasive aspect to alleviate gender dysphoria.
That part. It's so fucking frustrating, man.
It's supposed to be frustrating. They're supposed to be frustrating. And again, these the people who are right now passing this regulation, they don't care about the trans community or anybody in the LGBTQ. They don't even care about the issue itself. They're just using it to keep everybody upset towards each other while they're doing some massively horrible things.
Yeah. Imagine, and I said that this morning. I said that early this morning. Really quickly. Guys, let's make sure that we're tapping the screen, sharing the live, sending the gifts to our amazing panel. Gift me if you'd like. I don't care if you send TikTok gifts. I really don't. I prefer you just, like or share or sub. I don't give a shit about the gifts. Cash App, PayPal, Tip Jar are all in the bio. If you want to support myself and No Rads' mission, that's the best way to do so. That's what would, helps us do the work in the community, and continue to host these spaces. What I was going to say is that, these people who spend their time concerned about someone else's gender, who's not in their family, who they're not in a relationship, friendship, romantic or otherwise, right? Whose mere existence doesn't affect their lives in any way is fucking weird. It's fucking weird. I spend zero time worried about what any other human being is doing with their lives. Zero time. Like, people talk shit about me having my nails painted. I have never looked at another man the way they were dressed, had their hair cut, like anything about their physical aspects and thought anything of it. Because I'm not interested in men. And the only way that I would be paying attention to the physical attributes of other men is if I was interested in men.
Yep.
Y'all picking up what I'm putting down?
Uh-huh.
There is a stat about Grindr's usage during the Republican conventions.
They literally crashed it.
Thank you, C. Johns.
Yeah.
Literally crashed it.
They'll
never not be funny.
The grinder heat map during CPAC goes up too.
I mean, they're all in the closet. That's why they're so. It's the same why you always see the rent.
All we had to do is listen to Madison Cawthorn. He told us.
100%. The ORGIES is happening in the Republican behind the door parties, and yeah, it's insane to me. It's just, and Lindsey Graham. There's all this stuff out about Lindsey Graham, and then, and it's fine. Like no shame, right, from us. Like, hey, do your thing, boo. But do you guys know Altas Aram? I'm sure she's.
Yeah. I hung out with them at the Orlando fair.
Ah, that's so cool. I'd love to meet her one day. But yeah, you just sit there and she's having to leave the Air Force that she's been in for 11 years because of this Trump policy. She's got a positive attitude about it, but it's absolutely ridiculous.
She just got promoted recently too, which is fucking crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
And one of the things that's fucked up is Emily Schilling has been in for almost 20 years. Like, she's so close to retirement. She's flown 6 deployments in combat missions, and she's getting separated. The amount of like knowledge and training and experience that she's having, and that the Air Force is going to be losing because of her separation, is ridiculous.
Fucking nuts.
It's fucking nuts. These people pass physical exams, IQ tests. I mean, they're you can't even get into the Army with, I think, 1 kidney. So you don't, like, the fact that they're saying because you have this or because you're doing this, it's absolutely absurd.
Especially when gender's fucking made up. It's not real.
Exactly.
Like, if we look at the founding fathers, high heels, powdered makeup, powdered wigs, you know what I'm saying? They wore tights and blouses.
Yes.
Technically, all that's also gender affirming gear.
Right. Like, so this idea that clothes are gendered, or, makeup was all created for men, fingernail polish, face makeup, you name it, eyeliner, mascara, all of this shit created for men, high heels created for men, like all of these things that you guys have now assigned, to women in Western society, were all created by and for men. Every society in human history has had people that lived and existed outside of the gender binary. Every single fucking one of them. It's in the Bible. It's in the Torah.
In many indigenous cultures.
Correct.
Well as, Eastern cultures.
Jesus said that he would give people, who didn't identify with their gender assigned at birth, or their sex assigned at birth, I should say, he would give them a place in heaven and assign them a name greater than sons and daughters. Jesus even loved the community. But y'all out here, but I mean, this is the same people that would deport Jesus if he didn't come here the right way.
I'm quite convinced Jesus would probably be in Guantanamo.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, they crucify him again. They like, nah, bro. I thought we got rid of you. We replaced brown Jesus with Jim Crow Jesus. Yeah. Like, we prefer our Jesus with long flowing, dirty blonde hair and blue eyes.
They would kick him out of the State of the Union for speaking up against Trump.
Right. Like, no, we like our Jesus like the one on the clock. Yeah, who's this brown guy? This Palestinian-born Jewish guy? Who the fuck is this? I swear, man. I swear we live in the fucking upside down.
In the dark timeline is what I like to say. The darkest timeline.
Right. I've been watching the old TV show. I'm sure some of y'all probably remember it. Heroes. I started watching Heroes again, like from the beginning. I need Heroes powers, like where he can, you know what I'm saying, bend space and time. Because there's some things that I would go back in time and clean up.
Like school budgets.
Like No Child Left Behind and shit.
Yeah.
But also, do my damnedest to make sure that, you know, parents of certain individuals just don't ever meet. Like, yeah, you two losers definitely don't need to have kids.
I would introduce Fred Trump to condoms.
Right. Like, here, bro. Trust me, you're
Free
gonna need
vasectomy?
these.
Make sure.
T. Lynn for me, what's up? Okay. For all of those on YouTube, I feel like I say this every day, but I guess I have to because there's new people on here every day. I don't see your comments unless they're super chats. So most of the comments you're doing, you're kind of just arguing with yourself or the other people in the comments. And my mods don't like people arguing in the comments, so you probably got muted. So with that being said, if there is something that you want to say, there's a phone number flashing on the screen, and you can just call it, and I'll answer. Okay. Yeah, so 407 900 1693. Just call the number. I'll answer it. Then you can say, you know, within social media guidelines, then you can say the shit that you have to say. But nobody's reading your comments at all, except for the mods. And then they're just erasing them. So I just thought I'd throw that little tidbit for you. Glad we had that talk. Shay, did you watch the address last night?
I did not. I was not going to watch that crap. But I've seen enough excerpts out of it and the fact checkers on it.
Oh,
and yeah.
Will have a huge impact. To
We have
further
another one.
enhance-
We have another excerpt while we're sitting here. So here we go.
It will have a huge impact. To further enhance our national security, my administration will be reclaiming the Panama Canal, and we've already started doing it. Just today, a large American company announced they are buying both ports around the Panama Canal and lots of other things having to do with the Panama Canal and a couple of other canals.
And a couple of other canals? Like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
Going up to the Suez Canal now? Like, what the fuck is that?
Let me guess. He wants the Suez Canal too.
Right?
Just to be clear, it's BlackRock that bought those ports. And so yesterday and the day before, if you were on like the late night live I started calling it the United States of Russia. I've since amended that. We are the corporate states of Russia. That's it. That's the only way to describe it. So it's BlackRock that's buying those ports. For what is it, like 22 billion or something like that? I don't remember. I know it's billions with a B.
BlackRock doesn't typically buy any properties directly. They manage portfolios that have properties in them oftentimes. But like they don't own any residential homes or anything of that nature directly.
But also,
so that's weird that they would go and buy a port. Anywho, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It was weird because we sat there and watched it, watched the inauguration, myself and many others, in the live. And as soon as we heard sort of the phrasing of "we're taking back the Panama Canal," we looked at each other. Going, isn't that not potentially a declaration of war?
Yes, it would in fact be a declaration of war.
Aggressively taking something from another nation.
Yes, because Panama owns the Panama Canal, and all of the repairs and updates and upgrades done to the Panama Canal are paid explicitly by Panama.
The purchase hasn't been finalized. The deal is in place, but it hasn't been finalized.
Purple Gin, did you mean to come up? Okay. User, what's going on? I'm gonna take this phone call and then I'll come back to the panel. Oh shoot. What's going on, caller? Name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hey there. My name is Ashley, and I'm calling from Arizona.
Okay, Ashley from Arizona. What would you like to discuss?
I just, first off, want to thank you guys for showing the representation that we actually have society that cares about humanity. Mm-hmm. And additionally, what triggered me to call in instead of just listening in is your discussion on the canal. At what point do we as a government stop this potential dictator from taking other land sources? I don't understand how we are just agreeing to call the Gulf of America that instead of its centuries-old Gulf of Mexico, you know? And it's a bit scary. I'm worried about the war on the precipice.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that a lot of Americans are worried about that. I know that there's a lot of people sitting at home or at work right now, regretting either voting for Trump or sitting out the election. I will be honest with you, I'm not party affiliated. I'm not a fan of the Democratic Party in any shape, form, or fashion. I think that it's made up of a bunch of moderates and fence riders and cowards. That goes for Hakeem Jeffries. And the vast majority of the rest of the party. I think that the only people like I said, I have real respect for would be like Jasmine Crockett and Bernie Sanders.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't believe we lost the chance to have Bernie in that seat. I think we'd have a completely 180 difference of where we're at now. I just don't. It's crazy because we started our country without wanting a two-party system, and now we just have a two-party system. Right. And I agree with you. I don't identify as a Democrat either, but I did have to change my registration because I wanted to make sure my vote counted this last election.
I do like Maxwell Frost. I met him in person, stand-up dude. I like that, I like that he's, he's taken a stand on very many issues, that he spoke out just recently where they had to essentially, get him to be quiet and threaten to also have the sergeant at arms remove him. So I do appreciate that. Yeah. But everybody in the party needs to be operating in that fashion.
Exactly. Yes. And I think that we've been fed too long that it's our power for just local and state elections. Right. And I've been trying to maintain that confidence with protesting, showing that we have numbers out there, but it's just, at what point do we, he's gone through so many impeachments, he's gone through so many legal battles that it's like, I don't know, it's hard to maintain a positive outlook sometimes.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. Completely agree. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for calling in, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, definitely. Keep it going, guys. You guys stay strong out there and stay safe and educated. That's all we can do now.
Absolutely.
Take care. Bye.
All right, you too. Mr. Mike, good afternoon. How are you?
Nope.
What's that?
I did not mean to come up.
Oh, okay, no problem. User social security number. I sent you an invite to unmute. Hey guys, there's like 1,200 people in here. No Reds is giving away one of their fans of fuckery sets they showed earlier. If you would like to get on the wheel to spin, We spin the wheel once the spin goal is completed. There's 1,200 people, so I mean, if 965 of you sent $1, we erase the goal and be able to spin the wheel. Cash App, PayPal, and tip jars in the link tree, and then there you go, fan of fuckery. And if you need to use Venmo, you can go to NoRads' link. Their Venmo is NoRads5. It comes with the hoodie and the pants, by the way. It's not just the hoodie. There you go. There it is. Look at that. Somebody was like, yeah, I want some of that. I want some of that action. Thank you, Nels.
I got to drop. Jones, thanks for having me, sweetheart.
Of course, Shay. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. My pleasure, my friend.
Yep.
Bye, everyone.
Till next time.
Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
Bye,
everyone.
Shay. Have a good day.
You too, sweetheart. Bye. Sorry, I'm Southern, so. Anyway, bye.
You're okay. Bye.
Bye.
Carla, I see you. What's up?
No, I was gonna say, ask Joe if there was anything else he wanted to add.
I'm trying to think here. I mean, watching the speech, it's also been reminding us that we up here in Canada, we've been watching also all that's going on down there in regards to, all the way up to the point of where we're being told, that annexation is on their table. But two, what we've been watching here is, at least for the past 2 years, I'm an activist. I've been out to protests and drag defense, as well as going to school boards, watching right-wingers up here on our side of the border try to bring in anti-trans changes between schools and legislation and everything else. It is hellish up here. And we know there's other great exports coming out of the U.S. Unfortunately, this particular hateful rhetoric is also coming up here too. We had one province where we saw Trump flags being flown, and to our confusion, and we're pretty certain some of these people do not realize he's not running. This is even before the entire 51st state rhetoric. This was like last year and even 4 years ago. So it is very strong, and it is coming out here, and they're trying to get this type of messaging out everywhere. We've got the Canada First rhetoric coming up, much the same way as you guys have seen your America First, anti-immigration. And again, as you said, unless you're looking like my complexion, you're not going to be looked fondly upon. And same thing is coming up here. This spreads horribly. And we've seen it also being spread right now in Europe too. It's the U.S. You guys have an effect in regards to what this is. We're looking obviously at you.
Yeah, when the United States sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. That's how it works.
Absolutely.
Hey,
Especially
Jones.
us. We are very close.
Real quick, somebody already messaged me that they want to do it, but they don't want to get on the wheel because they can't wear the cuss word. So go to the link in my bio, go to noradstothenads.com, go to the shop, and you can see it because I can't send you. I'm on a journey. If you want to get on the wheel, but you don't want the cuss word,
you can pick anything from either one of our shops.
I'll send you Shenanigans Squad instead, which is actually sold more than Fan of Fuckery. So if you want to be in the Shenanigans Squad instead of a Fan of Fuckery because you don't want to have the cuss word, that's totally fine. I'll do that. It's a black hoodie. It's the same colorway as Fan of Fuckery. It's just without the cuss word. So just if you win, just specify that, and I got you.
I'm partial to the Splish Splash toaster bath.
Oh my God. Marianne, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, I'm all right. I just had to share because I figured you guys would enjoy this. I'm in California, but unfortunately in a more red area. And this person who, again, unfortunately, I'm affiliated with for business reasons, and I see her Facebook, and, you know, she's constantly screaming about save the children and how Democrats, you know, are hurting kids and men and women's sports and all of that garbage. And yet she's currently on a Caribbean cruise with her daughter for her 10th birthday gift. And in the last 2 days since she's been on the cruise, she has posted at least a dozen anti-Democrat, pro-Trump posts and at least 20 stories to her
Why
Facebook.
isn't she just enjoying the fucking cruise? Like, what kind of shit is that?
And she is on literally a Caribbean cruise with her only child and has posted at least 30 times in the last 2 days. And then she's made one post to share some pictures and stuff from their cruise. And I'm just over here thinking you care, you know, so much about all these children. And yet here you are with your kid ignoring her and not giving her your attention. And then she's one of the ones who is constantly going off about Trump derangement syndrome that the Democrats have. And it just floors me.
No, what is deranged? What is, sorry to cut you off, Marianne, but what is deranged, right, is a 27% of the population, because that's all they make up, is 27% of the population. What is deranged is 27% of the population all repeating the same stupid bullshit. That's what's deranged.
Absolutely.
And can I point out that she also can I point out that she also had to buy the fucking internet package?
Right.
To pay for the internet package just so she can post Trump shit. Like, you're in a cult, man.
Right.
It's insane. She also has a Tesla wrap for the front of her Tesla that has the picture of Trump with the bloody ear and the fist in the
that's
air.
deranged.
She has a tank top that says, like, we want the D, and the D is cut out of Trump's face. And again, these are the same people who are like, save our children. You guys are, you know, exposing them to all this evil and blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't know. I think you might be the problem here.
Listen, the Bible says the devil cometh not but to kill, steal, and destroy. Like,
well, she's also best friends with a Baptist preacher guy here who was recorded saying that basically all the like trans and woke people should just be bombed.
Wow.
So yeah. Anyway, but I figured there's not a lot of people in my circle here that, I mean, I've shared it with anyone here that I can, but I can't commiserate with people too much locally because of my connections with business and where she is affiliated. But I thought you all would enjoy just at least while we're unhappy with the state of things, we're living our lives and enjoying our families and all of that. And here they are, you know, supposedly the winners, and they can't even enjoy a Caribbean cruise because they're still obsessing so hard over.
I can't wait till them fucking job numbers come out. It's going to be hilarious. I got to take this call. Hold on one second. Hello, caller. Name, age, and where are you calling from?
Hi, I am Cody. I am age 28. I'm in Rock Island.
Rock Island. Hey, Cody from Rock Island. What'd you want to talk about?
Hey. I just want to talk about the trans kids. They know what they are and they know who and what they are. I don't know how other people feel, so I can't imagine how much of a struggle it is to deal with not knowing who or what you are. But I'm also new with the whole transgender stuff. Like, what is the issue with the not wanting certain people in sports? I just remember, like, there was this transgender athlete. Well, the swimmer.
That's the only one anybody ever knows is the swimmer.
Yeah. So, I followed his career a little bit. He wasn't that great in the men's division, but he went to the women's. He excelled. I mean, I understand that there are some exceptions. Like they're like even if they go into the sports, they can still lose. Obviously.
Yeah, they didn't excel. She did not excel in women's swimming. They won like a meet. Like
They happened to win one championship.
Right, but what about Riley? She was saying that, you know, it was a tie, but they gave it to
That's not how
Leah.
it works. No, that's not.
That
how
was a
any of
different.
that
I
works.
don't know. That's just
That's
what
a
I
different
heard from her
meet.
perspective on her interview.
Leah Thomas and Riley Gaines tied for 5th, and when they gave
yeah,
out the
in
trophies,
a different event.
Yeah.
They had
what
Leah
is
Thomas.
Can somebody
over
mute
fifth.
her? Kick
fluid?
Ronald.
What is like the they them? Like what is that? Like is it a feeling? Is it something that you can
Somebody
physically
that
like
either identifies as
like have evidence
as a
for?
man
Because
or a
like
woman?
I don't know much about
Hold on,
it.
Cody. Hold on a second. Can you hear the panelists talking?
The what?
Kiki, go ahead.
Somebody that uses they them pronouns.
Someone's talking. I cannot hear. I apologize.
Okay, I'll let you.
You didn't hear them?
Hear what? I'm sorry.
The person that was just speaking, or is there a delay?
No, I hear a little bit and then it cuts off. I just hear you.
Okay, go ahead, Kiki.
The people that use they them pronouns, they don't identify.
I'm sorry. I still can't hear. I mean, let me see if I can
I'll
go
let
to the
you
live
handle it,
stream, I
Jones.
guess.
Okay, yeah. People that use they them pronouns, quite literally, are just people who don't identify with either gender.
Okay. So how does that conform with like?
With what?
I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that
Who
question.
are,
Like, how does it
that's
go
the
for,
thing,
like,
though. What are
medical
we
stuff?
expecting them to conform with? Like this gender binary that we made up?
Well, I mean, when we all die and we go into the ground and a
Nobody gives a fuck. We misidentify bones that are pulled out of the ground all the time. We misidentify their gender and many other things. And once you're fucking dead, who cares? I don't give a fuck if we pull up some bones, who they belong to or what their gender was.
All right.
Like, that's a weird thing
Well,
to be concerned about. Oh shit. If we dig this body up 3,000 years from now, how are we going to know who they were? The fuck?
Okay, fair.
Well,
so we'll go back to the feeling part. So that's just
spoiler, we
that's how
we
they
don't get
feel, right?
buried
They
with a
feel they
placard that
don't
says our
conform to
pronouns.
it. This is how they feel.
What?
No, that's why I'm asking though. Like they don't conform to male or female. They conform to they them because that's how they feel. Correct?
No, it would be their internal sense of self.
That's how they
Like-
identify.
Their internal
Yeah,
sense
that's-
of self.
that's how
So
they-
how they feel essentially.
No. So hold on. Do you?
I'm just
do
trying
you
to
so when you
figure it
wake
out,
up in the
man. I
morning, you
don't-
feel like a man, or is
No,
that
I'm
just
sorry,
who you
what was
are?
I'm sorry, you're breaking up. What was the question again?
When you wake up in the morning, do you feel like a man, or is that just who you are?
I feel like I should go to work and provide for my family.
Okay, women do that too. So that's not an answer to my question. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel like a man, or is that just who you are?
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with that. You just kind of who you are. Okay. I get you now. Because like I don't understand this transgender stuff because it's like when they like I knew someone, they got upset because I misgendered them, and then it's just like I don't know anything about what they're saying, and
So
then
learn.
I get attacked. I get constantly attacked by the LGBT community
not
because
getting
I don't know
attacked.
certain
Who's
things. And when I ask
attacking you?
questions, I continue to get attacked.
Who's attacking you?
Stop using that word. Can you, Mr. Jones? Can
People
you see if
who
you can hear me?
identify with the LGBT community,
Mr.
like they
Jones
say they're
can't hear
they
you.
them, or they say
He's
that
having
they're
problems hearing
zer or z them or dem da. I don't understand any of this stuff.
You're talking about neo pronouns?
I don't need. What is neo pronouns?
Essentially, people who create pronouns for themselves.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
what
but
is
I
the
mean,
purpose
bro,
of doing
you
all
learn pronouns in like fucking kindergarten, preschool even.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
Jones, I
I
think
I
Taylor has a
mean,
question
yeah, I
for you.
guess, but it's not like it's very important. It seems like the LGBT community is like that's like their whole identity is pronouns. It's like
No.
who cares what's your name?
As a matter of fact, the only people who made it an issue were conservatives. Like, people have been using my sibling is trans. Like, I have a trans sibling. My sibling taught me about or told me that they had they them pronouns like probably 12 or 13 years ago.
Okay.
And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Oh, okay, cool."
Yeah, no, I get you. Like I had a
Like,
friend,
and I
came out
moved
as
on.
gay, and I was like, whatever. Like I don't care. It's just when they try to force language on.
Nobody's
you.
forcing
Obviously
language
not
on you.
all of them.
Pronouns are a part of our
Well,
regular
obviously-
language.
Well, obviously not all of them are doing it, but like when some of them get upset and they physically attack
Okay,
you, like
hold
I've seen
on,
it
Cody.
many times.
Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. I know that that's not happening. But listen,
I've
Cody,
seen it, dude.
Cody,
I've
Cody,
seen it with my own
Cody,
eyes. I'm telling you right now, it's
Cody,
happening.
Cody, I'm speaking.
Open.
Cody, I'm speaking.
I was too.
Okay, I was talking first, and you literally just started cutting me off. You told me your name is Cody. If I start calling you shit stain instead of Cody, you're probably not gonna like that, are you?
Well, of course not.
Oh, okay,
But
got
that's
you.
why I
So if
asked
somebody
you
gives
if
you
I
their
have-
pronouns, all you got to do is use the pronouns they gave you. No harm, no
So
foul.
now you're trying to control how I speak. Why
Okay,
can't I
shit
just call you by
stain.
your name?
Okay, shit
Why are you
stain.
so
No
concerned
problem,
with the
shit stain.
pronouns?
No problem, shit stain.
So now you're just being a child.
No, I'm not. You're being the
You
child.
really are. You're getting upset because
I'm not
your
upset at all.
opinion
I'm
is
fine.
your
I
opinion, and
am
it's
not
fact.
bothered in the
None of
least.
This is based on fact.
Oh, no, it's not shit stain.
It really is, dumbass.
No, it's not shit stain.
Dumbass. Listen, when we die, we're either going to be male or female. That's
No,
kinda how
that's
it
not
is.
true.
If you
That's
wanna
not
have
biologically
delusion,
true at all. That's not biologically true at all.
You do know.
That's
they is
not
plural.
how
It means plural.
biology works.
Wow, you sound like a child right now. I hope you don't have kids, because
I have 8 children. And at least my children know how the fuck biology works. Shit stain.
Mr. Jones.
Yeah, what's up? Sorry about that.
That's okay. I wish that I could have spoken directly to him, but to do some damage control for anybody who may hear my voice, I did come back up as a trans non-binary person. So like I'm trans masculine, and I am non-binary. My pronouns are they and he, and I understand that may be some like confusing for some folks. I understand that it may be confusing. What I really want to speak on, and I think maybe the most important thing to highlight, is the type of language that you are using about us to claim that we're attacking you, to claim that we are like that you're using very, very big words right now. And that is the same rhetoric that it's getting us harmed and unalived. And if I may bring in the intersectionality piece of this, and then I would like to not expand upon it because I don't think it's my place given the color of my skin, but the same rhetoric that you are using right now, claiming that we are attacking you, I guarantee with the way that you were speaking about us and like you came up here and said, I don't understand, and then feel so strongly to insert your opinion as correct over Mr. Jones when Mr. Jones is trying to educate you. If you are using that language towards other people, you are the harmful one.
Right.
And we are not attacking you. We are afraid to even exist. Most of us won't leave our homes. I don't leave my home unless I'm in this uniform. Sincerely, I am too afraid. The thing that I think is also important to highlight is the same words that you're using are the words that are used against marginalized communities such as Black people and Indigenous people, all people of color, people that are disabled, people that are houseless. You are using that type of language against the marginalized communities that can't stand up for themselves because we're the easiest to target. Why is this harmful to cisgender women? Because of the over-masculinization of Black women, who are disproportionately more in danger than literally any other, like
especially transgender women, but like cisgender Black women. There are women, cisgender women with a polycystic ovarian syndrome that have a condition called hirsutism, where that causes them to grow facial hair. You are not just harming trans people, but I have this thing, like this inkling that you don't care about women either. So it requires you to care a lot more.
You're operating on the assumption that they give a shit about women, especially Black women.
I know, and that's the thing. That's why I wanted to draw in the intersectionality, because the more that we speak and we understand that we are all on the same side of oppression right now. We don't all have the same type of oppression. I can't imagine what it is like to live. I don't even know how much privilege that I have, and I'm never going to, just because of the privilege, like of the color of my skin. But it is so important that we band together on the side of oppression against the common oppressor. And that person that just came to speak is the oppressor. And he's not just harming people like me. He may just have been speaking about people like me, but he's harming all of the oppressed. And everybody who can hear it, who has that heart. If you don't care about trans people, okay, but if you claim to care about women and that's why you don't like trans people, you don't care about women either.
Right.
When he basically is saying that being educated is being attacked, that's privilege.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but when you've been in the privileged position all your life, you know what I'm saying? Like anything that, that challenges your privilege feels like oppression.
I have a friend that's transgender, and I was actually able to talk to them as they were transitioning, which was absolutely educational. And I, did by accident misgender a couple times because I knew them from their old gender and transitioning occurred. It's a habit to break, and I was trying to be as conscious as possible. I made a mistake. Never was I ever attacked for getting it wrong. Most people I've been lucky enough to meet that were transgender, that I was aware were transgender. Many people I'm sure I've probably met that I didn't even realize. Would rather just correct it and move on.
People call me she, her all the time. All the time. My pronouns are they, them.
Thank you, Jesse.
I don't attack people. Most of the time I don't even correct it, to be honest. But there's no attack. And when people call me she, her, I understand. I am a femme presenting person. Like, I get that. But that doesn't mean that you can't make a conscious effort to just fucking try to treat somebody like another human being. Like, it's not hard. It's really not.
There is a massive difference. Yeah, there's a massive difference between accident. I'm sure everybody here who's transgender can probably tell me if I'm right or wrong. There is a massive difference between somebody accidentally misgendering but trying versus someone who's intentionally doing it. And
Yes.
There's no question.
Intent is definitely the biggest factor.
And that's exactly what I was explaining to him just now. I said, if you tell somebody your name and they choose to call you something other than your name, then you understand that they're intentionally disrespecting you. So if somebody simply says, my pronouns are he, him, or she, her, or they, them, and you're intentionally using pronouns outside of the ones they gave you, you intend to cause them harm.
Yeah.
And you don't deserve respect. And you should be attacked. And no, I don't believe in free speech.
Free speech is not the same as hate speech.
Right.
Free speech and hate speech are different. Freedom of speech, that's the uniform that I've worn for the last 13 years. For you to be able to wear that, that's one thing. But freedom of speech does not mean like freedom of consequence. Just because you can say whatever you want to say doesn't mean that there aren't people who are going to stand up for us. And most of the people that I know that have any sort of like maybe more assertive rhetoric, because I'll get more assertive sometimes when I'm safe. But the people that are surrounding me, my cisgender friends that stand up for me, and my friends, they are going to they're more often the ones that are going to be more assertive because they're angry for us, and that's not our fault to punch down at the oppressed and any marginalized community, and then claim that you're being the ones being attacked, and also then telling us that we have a victim mentality. We don't have a mentality. We are the victims. Point blank. Period. If you are claiming that you're being attacked when your rights are not actively being taken away, and if I would sit here and list them, like trans rights have been, like civil rights have been revoked in Iowa. We can be fired, we can be evicted from our homes, and we can be removed from schools just for being trans. In Montana, we are now considered under the crime of indecent exposure if we just exist as trans. There's two different bills. One of them is generally for indecent exposure. The other one is for being trans. And we are, that is already passed. Oklahoma is passing bills. In Texas, our access to gender affirming care is about to be officially criminalized, meaning people who are already medically transitioning will have I think, a brief period of time to detransition, and anybody else who wants that access to care, it quite literally is being criminalized. In Odessa, Texas specifically, there's a bounty that was placed on trans people's heads 2 weeks before the administration even was officially announced as the winning party. If we are found in bathrooms and suspected to be trans, we will be fined $500 per charge or per accusation, arrested and detained, and then made to prove that we are not, or if we are proven trans, we can be sued by the plaintiff for up to $10,000. If you are telling me that you are being attacked because somebody corrects your misgendering their pronouns, and you don't have any knowledge of, nor do you care about these laws. By the way, all of those laws in those different states all happened within the last week and a half, except for the one that I mentioned about in Odessa. If you're unaware and you think that you're the one being attacked, you're misinformed and you're willfully being ignorant.
And to expound on what Kale said, the gender affirming care in Texas is also going to affect cisgender people as well. Especially kids with precocious puberty and kids with gynecomastia.
Transgender children were removed a couple weeks ago from the Missing Children's website, where you can go to see missing children. If that person was a transgender child, they are no longer on that website. If you claim to give a shit about children and your whole argument is protecting kids against us, and you are anti-trans, you are not fucking giving a shit about kids. You don't care about kids. You are fear-mongering us because we are a teeny, teeny, tiny population. We don't have big voices. Literally, we don't have enough voices to stand up alone. Like, we need people to come and stand up with us. And that's why we're an easy community to target. That's why we are an easy community to erase.
I think we definitely need to pay attention to the United States versus Scrimeti. I can't expound upon it right now because I'm in Carline, but Jones, if you want to talk about that case that's going up.
I gotta leave and go get the girls.
Okay.
Yeah, it's that time. But we can definitely talk about it tomorrow morning for sure.
I'll be on later.
Okay.
Hey, Joan.
Yes.
I just wanted to clear up something real quick before you go.
Oh, sure.
So, being
you coming to help me on Saturday?
Potentially.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, have no rights text me. Yeah.
Okay.
So being cisgender just means that you align with the sex that you were assigned with at birth, and being transgender means that you do not align with the sex that you were assigned at birth. It is not a slur. It is not something bad. It is a medical term that is used to describe that your sex and your gender are in congruence. It's not a bad thing if no one is walking up to people and calling them, "Hi, cisgendered person. What is people aren't doing that. It's not a thing. No one, people are not doing that. So I don't understand why. I don't even remember what the person's name was in the comments that was freaking out about it. No one's walking up to you and saying, "Hi, cisgendered woman. What's your name?" No one's doing that. It's not a thing. So I would just really appreciate if you guys, the only time that it actually comes up is in topics about transgender rights, transgender identities, when we're
Or
distinguishing
medical care.
different type of people, or medical care.
Yeah.
And even at the doctor, a lot of doctors aren't going to ask you that. So it's really unnecessary, and I just really wish that people would stop. It's rooted in transphobia.
Transmisia.
Transmisia, because if you think that being called cis is bad, then you think that being trans is bad.
Right.
And it's not.
I just want to say something really quickly. This is the last thing that I'm gonna say on this. They don't call a gender assigned at birth anything else because it is in fact assigned. Do you guys know what the fuck assigned means?
Yeah.
Genders. Hold on one second, Kale.
Yeah,
genders don't have babies. Let me repeat that. Let me slow it down. Genders don't have babies. That would be somebody's sex, not their gender. And sex would identify their reproductive organs. Gender identifies how somebody exists or presents in society. Gender is made up. Not all cultures only have two genders. As a matter of fact, most cultures prior to Abraham religion had many. Read fucking books. Okay. Any last words from anybody? And please make them quick. I gotta go get the kids.
I appreciate all of y'all. Kale, Joe, everybody, Kiki, No Rats, Jones. Y'all are great.
Likewise. I can expand upon that later. Don't have to worry about that right now. You gotta go get your babies. But thank you for having me up.
Thank you for being here.
I just wanted to confirm one thing that I saw in the chat there. Yes, it's true. Canada has removed almost all American alcohol from our shelves. And it's just part of the counter-terrorists tariffs as we have to. There's also, with all the messaging that we hear in regards to the harsh mistreatment of the trans community, I called it about a month ago. I expect to see trans people coming to our border in regards to seeking asylum, which I more than understand. My only thing I would say is talk to a lawyer, maybe talk to a Canadian lawyer, find out if that's possible. And we're gonna, and try to see, because again, and I've already talked to people in the community, as if people are coming in from trans community coming in here and they're gonna be seeking asylum, and we do let them in, we need to make sure that they have accommodations, they have situations set up, they have access to healthcare, and you get to discover what universal healthcare is. So there's a bonus.
Yeah.
But just to have a safe place and just a community to go into, I think it's gonna be the most important thing. And I told people, let's start getting ready for it.
Thanks, Joe.
Should we need to? No.
Appreciate you. Have a good
Thanks
one,
for
buddy.
having me.
Yep.
The only thing I'll say before I leave is, to my trans siblings, get your passport. Whether the gender marker on it is correct or not, get your passport, because you may need it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's crazy? It's fucking nuts. How many times? Listen, this is what I'm going to do. And I'll probably put it on the background too. Tomorrow, I'm going to offer $500 to all you right-wing Trumplicans, you fucking troglodytes. I'm going to put up $500 for any one of you to come up here and tell me what an immutable characteristic of a woman is. Because if you can't do that, then what you're telling me is that you, in fact, don't know what the fuck a woman is. It's you dummies that don't understand biology or physiology or sociology. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to put up $500 for one of you, you know what I'm saying, slap nuts to come up here and tell me what the fuck a woman is. But you have to give me an immutable characteristic. You got to give me a characteristic that is true of every single woman on the planet. So I'm going to let you call in, come in on TikTok, call in from Instagram, call in from Twitch, you know, wherever the fuck you're at. Since y'all got so much to say. This dumb. See? And this just proves how fucking stupid they are. Wide set hips. Fucking idiots. All right, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. I got to go pick up my kids. Check on your friends. Everybody who says they're okay is not necessarily okay. Protect your peace at all costs. Take care of your mental health. If you have not yet started your therapy journey, today's an amazing opportunity for you to do so. Eat as healthy as you can. Drink your water. And as always, stay dangerous. Love you guys. Till next time.